News time, 4:03.
They're still looking for a missing 7-year-old boy in northeast Denver. Neighbor Alejandro Morales spoke with other neighbors about Jordan Vong.
They mostly said that that little boy doesn't really leave the front of his house. Like he doesn't really go and play with the other kids, but that they always see him there by himself.
Jordan's been missing since yesterday afternoon. The search is near Chambers Road, just south of Green Valley Ranch Boulevard. Jordan was wearing a gray shirt and gray sweatpants. He has brown eyes and is a little over 3 feet tall and weighs 40 pounds. Colorado's bears are getting ready to hibernate, and they're now on a feeding frenzy.
They go from kind of eating the vegetation and the insects and things that they're finding during the spring and early summer. Now they're kind of shifting into wanting fruits and nuts and things that have high fat and high carb content. If you think about somebody bulking up for the gym, they're bulking up so that they can take that nice long nap.
Rebecca Farrell is with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. She warns people to make sure you don't leave anything outside to attract bears. That's the latest. I'm Karen Trinidad.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Still working a 5-car crash blocking the left lane on southbound I-25 approaching 120th. That stretch backed up to the Northwest Parkway. And the center lane is blocked because of an accident on southbound I-25 at 38th, slowing things down through there. Also have a report of a crash on eastbound I-70 at Quebec. And there's a minor accident on the ramp from northbound I-25 onto Lincoln, causing some slowing there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 89 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai's all-new Shopper Assurance program. And with Flexible Test Drive, the dealer will bring the Hyundai of your choice right to your door so you can give it a spin in your neighborhood. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
630 KHOW has your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Now, text the keyword FUN to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's FUN to 200-200.
Hey, Mikey.
It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown. Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Okay, here we go. Let's get rolling. If there are any technical difficulties today, it will be because Drew is behind the glass. And he's drunk as usual, and I don't know whether it's drunk or methamphetamines or whatever's going on back there. I don't know what's going on, but if there are any screw-ups today, it's not my fault, it's his fault. So you can reach management at 303-713.
Do you even know the number?
713-8000.
There you go. All right, good job.
Or you can reach the newsroom, 713-8500.
Look at you.
You can reach your cell phone at...
Hold on, give me a minute.
It's in here.
Yeah,
it's in here. It's in here. Yeah. How'd you get rooked into doing this today?
I don't know.
Oh, can you say rooked? I don't even know what rooked means.
I don't even know what it means either, but I got roped into doing it.
Roped into doing it.
I felt bad. I wanted Angie to go out and have some fun tonight and, do what Angie wants to do on a Tuesday night. So I said, well,
we should have hired a private investigator.
We should have. Well, it's Angie. She can't be getting in that much trouble. Come on.
It's Angie. So the problem is she can create the trouble, but she's the type that would create the trouble, then step back and watch the fight. She'd start the fight and then step back.
Well, as long as she Facebook Lives it for all of us to see, then it's cool.
Oh, by the way, are we on Facebook Live?
We are. Well, I think we are.
It's just usually when you and I do this, it's one giant cluster. It's just a giant cluster. Parkland, oh, by the way, David Hogg, the Parkland school shooting survivor down in Florida, was back in the news. He went to NRA headquarters outside Washington, D.C., and decided to hold a little protest. Now, David Hogg has told all of us that he believes in the Second Amendment, but he doesn't think that we should have semi-automatic weapons, weapons of death, weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass killing, whatever he uses to describe the standard weapons that you and I possess. But here's the best part of, and this is so typical of everybody on the left. David Hogg's a twerp. We know that. But for David Hogg to go to NRA headquarters, I guess he was afraid that the NRA goobers that work at the headquarters are a bunch of wackadoodles. David Hogg had armed guards with him. David Hogg is now traveling with a security detail. He thinks he's as cool as Hollywood elites, or Nancy Pelosi, or Chuck Schumer, or I don't know, you name it. But isn't that deliciously ironic that he goes to the NRA headquarters for a protest, and he's got a couple of goons with him to make sure that nobody hurts him? Oh, poor little David. But back to Parkland and the shooting in general. We don't have to mention the shooter, but we do have to mention what apparently has been found after an independent review by the Broward County School District. In at least 2 instances, quote, school officials did not follow the requirements of Florida law or federal law governing students with disabilities. Following the Parkland shooting that left 17 dead, the Broward County School District had this independent review done. It was conducted by something called the Collaborative Educational Network of Tallahassee. They found that the shooter was inappropriately denied special needs accommodations. A Broward County judge ordered the release of the report. The report's called an independent review of NC, I don't know what NC is, education record. And though a lot of it was redacted, the Orlando Sun-Sentinel found that the redacted portions could be read by copying and pasting the text into another document. They can't even redact properly. That's like I had a case one time. You'll take, let's say that you write something on a piece of paper with ink pen A, and it says Drew is a goober. And you don't want people to see that you wrote Drew is a goober with an ink pen. So when you pick up that piece of paper later, you take a separate ink pen, let's label that as ink pen B, and then you scribble it out, and you circle and you circle and you scribble and you scribble and you scribble. Well, that doesn't make what you wrote, Drew is a goober, disappear. So I had a case one time where I was trying to find out what somebody had tried to obliterate. So I took it to a forensic document expert. And he has a little machine. It's like a little fancy-dancy magic x-ray machine. And I thought it was going to take maybe a couple of days. He said, I'll come back into my office. And he puts it into this machine and he reads it instantaneously, what was underneath the scribbling. So if you're out there thinking that you're going to hide something by scribbling it, well, let me tell you, you're not. So the Broward County School District tries to redact part of the report that it releases to the Sun-Sentinel, and the Sun-Sentinel discovered that if they just cut and paste the redacted parts, they could actually read what was redacted. The Sun-Sentinel reports, in the year leading up to the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, killer Nicholas Cruz, that's what NC stood for, Nicholas Cruz, was stripped of the therapeutic services that disabled students need, leaving him alone to navigate his schooling as a regular student, despite mounds of evidence that he wasn't. When he himself asked to return to a special education campus, the school officials fumbled his request. Those conclusions were revealed Friday in a consultant's report commissioned by the Broward Public School System. Broward Circuit Judge Elizabeth Scherer ordered that the report be released publicly, but with nearly 2/3 of the content blacked out. The school district said the alterations were needed to comply with the shooter's privacy rights, but the method the district used to conceal the text failed. The blacked out text became visible when pasted into another computer file. The Sun-Sentinel continues. Without directly criticizing the schools, because, we can't do that, I mean, after all, you're the consultant hired to conduct the investigation. So if you're the consultant hired by the school, you don't want to criticize the school because you might want to do further stuff, further jobs. The consultant found that the district largely followed the laws providing special ed to the shooter starting when he was 3 years old and had already been kicked out of daycare. But 2 specific instances were identified where school officials did not follow the requirements of Florida statute or federal law. Those instances were these 2. 1, school officials misstated Cruz's options when he was faced with being removed from the high school during his junior year, leading him to refuse special ed services. And 2, when Cruz, the shooter, asked to return to a therapeutic environment at Cross Creek School for special ed students, the district just failed to follow through. You know what we need? More laws. Because if we have more laws, then you have more opportunity to not follow those laws or to let somebody else fall through the cracks. I think there's huge liability here. Huge liability because clearly he was identified as a troubled student. Flag after flag after red flag after red flag, and yet nothing was done. And 2, those who, like David Hogg, who go out and protest and scream about we need more common sense gun legislation, how about we just follow the rules that are already in place? If we follow those rules, this kid, this shooter, may have actually gotten the help that he needed and a shooting would have been averted. But, you know, we wouldn't know that because they tried to hide that in the redacting, and not only can they not follow the laws properly, they couldn't even redact the copy properly.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
An earlier accident on southbound I-25 approaching 120th has been moved to the shoulder. Traffic still backed up, though, to the Northwest Parkway. And the center lane is blocked because of an accident on southbound I-25 at 38th. And in Castle Rock, there's a crash on southbound Highway 85 at Happy Canyon. That has things backed up for almost 3 miles through there. And there's a minor crash on the ramp from northbound I-25 onto Lincoln, causing some slowing there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 88 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai Shopper Assurance. It's a new take on the car buying experience, designed to help make buying a new car as enjoyable as driving one. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Do you know what I love about Art of Granite? Price quotes on the phone. Art of Granite supplies premier designer countertops and cabinets. A direct importer of stone, granite, and quartz. Visit their showroom in Golden. Wholesale countertop material, custom edges, sinks, cabinets, and from the templating appointment, it takes just 1 week for installation. And when you have the kitchen done, they do the bathroom free. And they tear out everything free. Artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919.
If you've saved a lot for retirement, you feel pretty good. But without some advanced, comprehensive planning, taxes could be your biggest expense in retirement. This is Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday here on 630 KHOW. As a comprehensive retirement planner and with my background as a CPA, having practiced in taxes for more than 20 years here in Colorado, I'm always keeping an eye on taxes when we put together your retirement plan. There may be ways to save significant amounts on taxes if you know what you're doing. Why pay more than your fair share in taxes during retirement if you don't have to? Call me, Linda Gardner, to schedule your complimentary no-obligation retirement planning strategy session. Don't let taxes derail your retirement. You can call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604, or reach out online at yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Are you having a barbecue or going to one? If you're gluten-free or have gluten-free friends, don't limit yourself to just eating the burger or the dog without the bun. Let gluten-free things put the fun back in the bun without the worry of gluten. Freshly baked breads, buns, and more at Gluten-Free Things Bakery in Arvada and online at glutenfreethings.com.
Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair is taking the mystery and fear out of the repair process. Now, they'll find and fix any problem on your car for a guaranteed $89 plus parts. That's all you pay, or the visit's free. And if the problem is major and they can't possibly fix it for $89, they won't charge you a dime, but you'll get a comprehensive written diagnostic. That's find, fix, or free. $89 at Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. 303-781-9858. 781-9858.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single parent of 2 young kids changed my ability to use my timeshare. And when my annual maintenance fees nearly tripled over a 3-year period, I had to get out. I'm Brandon Reed, founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will legally get you out of your timeshare you can't use or afford. Schedule your free consultation. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund.
Call 844-955-EXIT. That's 844-955-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
It's Mandy Connell, and it's time for Your Legal Minute, brought to you by my friends at Bell & Pollock. Listen to their show right here on KOA every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell with the law firm of Bell & Pollock. We are injury attorneys. This is Your Legal Minute. Today we're talking about the very first phone call with the insurance adjuster for the at-fault party. Do you know what to do? Do you know what to say? Do you know what you should do? Do you know what you shouldn't do? You don't. You know, for that instance, in that situation, the insurance adjuster, that's an ordinary day and event for him or her. It's not an ordinary day or event for you. You need to understand your rights. You need a legal game plan. You need it laid out for you in a free initial consultation. At Bell & Pollock, that's what we do. That's what we can do for you. A game plan for the way the accident happened, a legal game plan for your injuries, damages, and losses to prove them. Bell & Pollock, championsofthepeople.com will help you.
Bell & Pollock. Find them online at championsofthepeople.com.
Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk is revving up the winnings with the BMW giveaway. Earn entries starting August 1st. Then join us on Sunday, September 2nd for a chance to win up to $1,000 cash or a brand new 2018 BMW 320i. The BMW giveaway, only at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. BMW is a registered trademark of BMW AG. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof? I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. Well, what about you? I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782. Liberty did what? They saved me $782. Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
What do you hear? Most people just hear an engine. We hear a 6.2-liter Hemi V8 with a supercharger that accelerates so fast, it'll suck the air out of your lungs and knock you back in your seat like you're an astronaut in a rocket ship hurtling through the stratosphere. But then again, we're not most people. We're the Brotherhood of Muscle. Dodge. Domestic, not domesticated. Dodge is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Do you really need a will? And what's involved? We'll talk about that and a lot more on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Everybody likes to talk about how civil asset forfeiture laws have been reformed around the country, except that they haven't. They like to claim that they have, but they really haven't. Edward Phipps is a name that you need to know. He has now agreed, and I don't understand why, but probably because he just finally needs to get enough money to pay the lawyers, so he's agreed to let federal prosecutors keep most of the money that cops took away from him during a traffic stop back in 2016. You see, Edward Phipps wasn't even in the car at the time. The police pulled the driver over Some guy was driving his car. The cops pulled the car over for tailgating and for going precisely 500 miles over the speed limit. No, for going 1 whole mile per hour over the speed limit. So they searched the car. Now, I don't know whether there was a consent to search or whatever, but anyway, they searched the car. They turned up a bag full of $46,000 in cash in the trunk. So that necessitates, obviously, you got to bring the drug-sniffing dog in, right? So the drug-sniffing dog is brought in, and the dog sniffs all around the car and doesn't find anything. The dog comes up empty. So you have no evidence of any criminal act whatsoever, but the cops take the money anyway, and then federal prosecutors. Now remember, this isn't a federal stop, this is a state stop. Yet the feds decide to keep the money. So Phipps came forward in July of 2017 to indicate that the cash was his and said that he obtained it legally. But the Justice Department has succeeded in getting its way anyway. As part of a settlement, Phipps has agreed to give the Justice Department $39,000 of the $46,000 that they seized. Civil asset forfeiture. The defendant, as you should be aware, is the cash. These cases are always titled the United States of America versus $46,000 in U.S. currency or $46,000 in, whatever. They're suing a sack of money. Now, because they're suing a sack of money, this turns the burden of proof upside down in civil court. Now, in civil court, the burden of proof is often lower than beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the burden of proof in a criminal case. We have that higher standard in a criminal case because we don't want the state, whether it be federal or state or local, in a criminal case to be able to just, with a preponderance of the evidence, you just weigh the evidence and the state has a little more evidence than you have. So, no, it has to be proof beyond a reasonable doubt in a criminal case. But in these civil cases, civil asset forfeiture, it's just a preponderance of the evidence. As part of the settlement, Phipps not only agrees to give up everything but the $7,000, which is probably what he's asking for so he can pay the lawyers the $7,000 that they've incurred in legal fees up to this amount. As part of the settlement, he also agrees never to request that the money be returned, and he also gives up any right to ever assert in the future any claim that the government did not have probable cause to make him forfeit the money. Now, why do I emphasize that part of the settlement? That's because I want you to understand the much lower legal threshold that exists for the government to take your stuff and keep it. Probable cause is the amount of evidence that the cops need just for a search warrant. Probable cause is not enough to ever convict somebody of a crime. But that's all they have to do here. The settlement uses the term probable cause to describe the justification for the search and seizure, not the stricter legal requirement that you would normally have in a criminal case. Now, why do I even bring this case up? One, because it pisses me off beyond belief. And I'm tired of people telling me, oh, Colorado has reformed its civil asset forfeiture laws, or, New Mexico has reformed its civil asset forfeiture laws. Well, so did this state, where this occurred. New Hampshire reformed its civil asset forfeiture laws back in 2016, so that you would have to have a criminal conviction before the cops or prosecutors could force an individual to forfeit their money or their property. But their reform, much like in other states, did not close a loophole that lets the local cops partner with the feds in a program called equitable sharing. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? Equitable sharing. This is why I really am so anti-government. In this program, local cops use the federal asset forfeiture program instead of their own state or local program that might have been reformed like New Hampshire, because then the Justice Department distributes most of the forfeited money right back to local law enforcement. You know, there's also a statute called RICO. It's used to go against organized crime, where you can show that there is a ring of conspiracy. Well, it seems to me there's a ring of conspiracy here. The local cops look at state law and say, well, you know, guys, we really can't seize this cash because, well, the goobers in the New Hampshire legislature made it harder for us to do this. But, oh, we can use that federal equitable sharing law. Let's get the feds to seize the assets. Let's get the feds to seize the money. That's why the Department of Justice is involved in this case to begin with. The state cops in New Hampshire cannot seize Phipps money on their own. So they went to the federal government to arrange the forfeiture, and then they used the equitable sharing program, which then allows the Justice Department to funnel the money right back to local law enforcement. You know, in the private sector or in any other criminal activity, we call that money laundering. Money laundering. Yeah, okay, look, guys, we can't take it, but let's get the feds to take it. The feds take it. Then in the equitable sharing program, the feds reach a settlement where they keep $39 of the $46,000 and then just funnel it right back to the locals who couldn't seize it in the first place because of civil asset forfeiture reform. So when you tell me, oh, hey, Michael, we've reformed it. Yeah, get the rest of the story before you tell me that.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Earlier accident on southbound I-25 approaching 120th has been moved to the shoulder. Traffic still slow, though, back to baseline. And the left lane is blocked because of an accident on southbound I-25 at 38. Backups there to 62nd. And there's a van stalled in the center lane on the Boulder Turnpike westbound after Pecos. In Castle Rock, a crash on southbound Highway 85 at Happy Canyon has things backed up for more than 3 miles through there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 89 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today at your local Hyundai dealer. Hyundai's new Shopper Assurance program offers transparent pricing, so you never have to guess about cost or payments. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Is a secret government out to stop Donald Trump? They call it the deep state, the CIA, FBI, NSA, Justice Department, you know, the bureaucrats that run the government. Now, there's a new best-selling book that reveals the truth. It's called Killing the Deep State by Jerome Corsi. It's already a #1 Amazon and New York Times bestseller. Bill O'Reilly says the media, like CNN, hates killing the deep state. You ought to get a copy of Killing the Deep State. And then all this week, you can watch Jerome Corsi on Newsmax TV. Also on Newsmax TV, you can see Bill O'Reilly, Alan Dershowitz, Mike Reagan, Bernie Carrick, all exposing the deep state. So tune in at 4 and 8 on DirecTV channel 349, dish 216 U-verse 1220, and FiOS 615. That's DirecTV channel 349, dish 216 U-verse 1220, and FiOS 615. You're going to be surprised by what you find out on Newsmax TV. You know, sometimes I'm on Newsmax TV. And if you don't get Newsmax TV, call your cable company and get Newsmax TV.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, you are endowed by our Creator to pursue a life of happiness, but happiness is not guaranteed, not not now and not in your retirement years? Are you going to have the money you need in retirement to visit your grandkids or take those trips that you've always dreamed about? And most importantly, will you have the money you need to stay retired, or do you have to go back to work? Now, Colin Richards and the team at Lord & Richards have helped thousands of people in the Denver area create a happy, independent retirement. Colin is a financial professional who will create your financial independence roadmap for you that will show you the ways to a happy retirement so you can stay retired. Call now, schedule an appointment with Colin and his team at Lord & Richards. 720-636-8829. Get your financial independence roadmap right now. And over 200 years ago, we celebrated the first Independence Day. Make every day Independence Day when you're retired. 720-636-8829.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm Robert, and I'm a patient of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. I was in a funk because I couldn't perform sexually. I had the desire, but I didn't have the physical ability. I lived with this problem for about 12 years. It was depressing and wasn't good for my relationship. I would tell guys who were in a similar situation to skip the fake ads that promise all kinds of things and deliver little or nothing. Go to a legitimate agency that understands your problem medically. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic were very friendly. They took their time. They understood exactly why I was there. They were very matter-of-fact, very professional. Amongst other things, I felt very confident that what they were doing was safe. If you struggle with ED, like I did, I would suggest that you overcome your initial embarrassment of the problem and don't just live with it. There is an effective treatment for ED. There are people who understand the problem. Those people are at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
This is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. You don't have to live with ED anymore. Give us a call at 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
No one, and I mean no one, will clean, check, and adjust your air conditioner for a better price at this level of service. Just $79 to clean and refurbish your AC. Fix it 24/7. They'll get into your system and practically disassemble it to get to the dirt, debris, and corrosion, which is the #1 killer on all ACs, not to mention the boost in efficiency you'll enjoy. 303-526-3939. With a no breakdown guarantee, 303-526-3939. This great spring special can save you thousands of dollars in the future. Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39 by Fix It 24/7. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived. The best value in heating and air. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Student loans, car loans, high-interest credit card loans, debt adds up for all of us, but there are ways around it. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and I'm here to remind you that refinancing your home loan is an easy way to save a lot of money. Think of it this way. A lower interest rate means lower monthly bill payments, and mortgage interest rates are far more competitive than a student loan or credit card rate. I'm talking rates in the low single digits versus rates in the high double digits. Why wouldn't you consolidate that high interest debt by refinancing your mortgage? You'll speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant who will customize a loan to fit your needs. They're already saving customers up to $1,000 a month, plus there are no upfront fees at American Financing. You could close on your new loan in as fast as 10 days and may be able to postpone up to 60 days of mortgage payments. Get in touch with American Financing at 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Knife crimes at a record high. No, not here. In London. You know, where you have strict gun control. And you have strict knife control. And now knife crime is at a record high. More than 40,000 offenses in the last year, with London being at the epicenter. According to, let's see, which London paper? Well, the Telegraph. The Telegraph. On August 1st, a 23-year-old man was stabbed to death in Camberwell. In July, dozens of others were impacted by knife crime in the capital, including a teenage boy who was stabbed on a busy Islington street. A 17-year-old Camberwell during the day, and a middle guy inside a casino. A knife in a casino. Wow. With 40,147 offenses, knife crime in England and Wales is now at its highest level since the data began to be collected 7 years ago. There has been a 56.9% increase in knife crime since 2014. When that was in 2014, they had a low of 25,588 offenses recorded by the police. Just in the past year, a 16.2% increase in knife crime, 34,000 offenses in England and Wales, up to 40,147. Now, what are the consequences of knife control in the UK? It's triggered an increase in murder. The number of homicides has increased by 12% to 701. The highest in more than a decade. Murders have increased by 38% since a low was recorded by the Popo in 2014. They now stand at the highest level since 2008. London's bearing the brunt of the violent crime wave. 4 in 10 murders in the last year involved a knife or sharp instrument. I'm sorry, I'm not. Yes, I am laughing. Damn right I'm laughing. And if you don't like it, just bite me. I am laughing. It just proves you can have all the gun control in the world. You can have all the knife control in the world. You can take away baseball bats, 9 irons, number 2 woods, because nobody wants to take away your driver, so we'll let you keep your driver. Beat somebody to death with a 9 iron. Urban areas that have been blighted by large... When I first read this, you know how when you're reading something and your mind is like 4 or 5 sentences or, a dozen words ahead, and you're kind of reading, you're not paying attention to the words. You're actually paying attention, but you're anticipating what's going to come up next. When I read this sentence, the subheading was, urban areas are some of the worst hit. When I read that urban areas are some of the areas that are worst hit, my mind immediately started thinking to the migrant population in these urban areas, not just in London, but throughout Europe, and some of the no-go zones that you have in Paris and Berlin and other places because of these migrants that move in and establish their own little enclaves. Like the little enclave down in Taos County where they just found the body of the kid. Got some radical Muslims hiding down in northern New Mexico and southern Colorado. But hey, don't worry about border control. Don't worry about border security. Nothing to see there. Look over here. I'm talking about knives right now. So the subheading was, urban areas are some of the worst hit. And my mind immediately starts thinking that, oh, you mean the areas where all of the Islamic terrorists have moved. Well, they're not all terrorists, but they're all Islamic. So, they've all moved there. And then I read this sentence. Many urban areas have been blighted by large increases. Where do you think my mind went? My mind went, and this shows bias on my part, but I'm man enough to admit my bias. Are you? Many urban areas have been blighted by large increases in, and I thought it was going to say, migration from the Middle East. From Libya and Syria and Yemen and all those other S-hole countries. But that's not what it said. Many urban areas have been blighted by large increases in knife crime in recent years, with the capital city, London, hit particularly badly. London saw the highest increase in knife crime offenses in raw terms, with 2,643 extra offenses in the last year, a 22% increase. This surge in the capital accounted for almost half of the total increases that were seen nationally. London, with its knife control and gun control, saw 155 murders in the last year. Where's the outrage? Everybody's all upset because of all of the crime in Chicago, which, by the way, Rahm Emanuel had a great little clip about that. Rahm Emanuel says, this is about the fabric of a neighborhood and community. Ooh, he's angry. if you could see him. Rahm's standing in front of a bank of microphones, and he's pounding, and he is mad. Now, you know why Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, is mad? Well, because people are calling for him to resign, and we know good and well that there's a lot of violence in Chicago because of Democrat policies. Rahm's going to have none of it.
This is about the fabric of a neighborhood and community. As the superintendent just said, who knows who did this? So if you say enough is enough, we must come forward as a neighborhood where a moral center of gravity holds.
Wow. He's talking about morality. You have a Democrat talking about moral compasses. But if a conservative says that the problem in Chicago is the lack of a moral compass, is the lack of morality, is the lack of values, well, you'd be called a dirtbag.
I saw it, as the Soup did, with Pastor Brooks on the West Side on Wednesday night. Police, religious leaders, congregants, people from all parts of the city walking together. You can talk about the weather, but the weather didn't pull the trigger.
Oh, now remember that. Because some people want to claim that, well, it's August. It's August and it's hotter than hell in Chicago and it's humid and, you know, the thugs are just bored and hot and tired and they're irritable. Now, when a thug gets irritable, they can't turn to Valium. They can't turn to Xanax. They can't. Well, they got to turn to a gun. The weather didn't pull the trigger. Is this an admission that individuals are responsible for crime?
Walking together. You can talk about the weather, but the weather didn't pull the trigger.
Ah, we need to isolate that right there. The weather didn't pull the trigger. So who did, Mayor? Who pulled the trigger?
And you can talk about jobs, and they count.
You see, he doesn't want to tell you who pulled the trigger. The thugs are pulling the trigger. But, you know, you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows, do you? Right? Who pulled the trigger, Mayor?
But in parts of the city where there aren't jobs, people did not pull the trigger.
Oh. But in parts of the city where there aren't jobs, they didn't pull the trigger. Well, he can dance around the fact that thugs are pulling the trigger more than anybody I know. Back to the knife control. Yeah, that's not working out either. Maybe it's the weather in London. I understand there's a heat wave in August.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
An earlier accident on southbound I-25 approaching 120th has been moved to the shoulder. Traffic still slow, though, back to E470. And a crash on southbound I-25 at 38th has also been cleared. That stretch still slow, though, back to the I-76 interchange. And there's a van stalled in the center lane on the Boulder Turnpike westbound after Pecos. And in Castle Rock, still working a crash on southbound Highway 85 at Happy Canyon, slowing things down for almost 3 miles through there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 88 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today at your local Hyundai dealer. Hyundai's new Shopper Assurance program offers transparent pricing, so you never have to guess about costs or payments. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
You know, I've told you a few years ago I turned down endorsing a solar company because when I looked at the financials, it just simply didn't make sense for the homeowner. I just couldn't endorse it and suggest you go use them. But that's no longer the case with Zoetic Solar. With Zoetic Solar, what they do is they replace your current electric bill as payment for your own solar panels so that your monthly out-of-pocket is the same as your electric bill, except that now you own your energy. There's no down payment needed, and once your panels are paid off, you've got free energy for your house for life. You own those solar panels as opposed to renting them, which is what everybody else does. This simultaneously gives you more money in your pocket and increases your home's value. And when Zoetic puts solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic, put in a smart home thermostat, all for free, saves you even more money. And Zoetic Solar is a Colorado-owned and operated company right here in Denver. So if you're thinking about using solar on your home or your business, call these guys and just get a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
My father developed a disease called farmer's lung. At age 53, he was no longer able to work, so we sold the farm. Now my parents had a nest egg, and they needed it to last as long as they did. Mom outlived Dad and spent 25 years in retirement. Today, it's possible to spend 3 decades in retirement. That's long enough to potentially experience 3 corrections or crashes in the stock market. You make money in the market by being aggressive, but you keep it by being defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I made my parents money in the market, but more importantly, I helped them keep it for their 25 years of retirement through numerous market conditions. My all-seasons portfolio prepares you for whatever tomorrow brings. May I create one for you? I'm here to help. Call me, Carlin Tucker, at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
Are you having a barbecue or going to one? If you're gluten-free or have gluten-free friends, don't limit yourself to just eating the burger or the dog without the bun. Let gluten-free things put the fun back in the bun without the worry of gluten. Freshly baked breads, buns, and more at Gluten-Free Things Bakery in Arvada and online at glutenfreethings.com.
Hey, Denver area. Do you want to start wholesaling properties for cash? Over the last 5 years, Nick Vertucci, founder of the NV Real Estate Academy, and his team have been perfecting the art of wholesaling properties for cash. Call now, and he'll send you a free copy of his new kit, The Hidden Treasures in Wholesaling Property. In this kit, you'll see how he locates, evaluates, and flips a property in any area. You'll also learn how to potentially access discounted real estate and find funding partners for a property to wholesale. Call 1-800-430-1799 now to get your free wholesaling kit. Call 800-430-1799 now and receive free live training in your area, which includes a free meal, a free smartwatch, and a free USB drive loaded with his training information. Call 800-430-1799. That's 800-430-1799 now and get your free kit today. Call 800-430-1799.
As many get ready for school days, others have split focus. Are you one of them? Are you worried about back taxes when you should be concentrating on textbooks and teachers? Maybe you got a letter from the IRS or you're being audited. Kind of brings back memories of being called into the principal's office. You should be concentrating on your kids. Don't split your focus. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, recommending Larson Tax Relief, the only licensed team of experts on my referral list at referralist.com. Ron and Jack Larson, who I know personally, and their team of experts will get between you and the IRS. They'll negotiate the best possible settlements. So instead of going to the principal for a paddling, let Larson Tax Relief act as guidance counselors. They will make sure you get terms that work for you. Call 844-LARSON-TAX. Get your kids to school and focus on them. Let Larson Tax Relief deal with the principal, or you know what I mean, the state or IRS. Call 844-LARSON-TAX. That's 844-LARSON-TAX.
It's said that death and taxes are the only 2 certainties in life. A third, you hope, is a financially secure retirement. That requires a plan based on your purposes. What do you want to do? Where do you want to live? Travel. How much income will you need? When to take Social Security? And an estate plan for your loved ones. This is Mike Rosen for Ridgegate Financial, a registered investment advisory firm led by its founder, Wally Smith. Wally's team at Ridgegate invites you to sit down with them in crafting a plan to get you to and through a contented retirement. They'll review your pension and retirement income, advise you on Social Security options, stress test your portfolio, and recommend ways to improve your probability of success. For your free personal retirement review, call 303-PLANNER. That's 303-752-6637 or online at ridgegatefinancial.com.
Ridgegate Financial is a registered investment advisor firm, and Wally Smith is an investment advisor representative of the firm offering financial planning, insurance, and investment services.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
So Facebook banned a Republican ad with pictures of the Cambodian genocide, but allows their platform to be used for a genocide in Burma today. We'll talk about it Wednesday morning at 6:34 here on 630 KHOW.
Jump from thoughts of sword like a flea jumps to a lie. You could give an aspirin the headache of its life. Maybe it's the crazy that I'd miss.
Lost in the brouhaha over our spunky little socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is this intriguing story of a very impressive young Republican congressional candidate that's running out in California in the 16th district. That district includes parts of Fresno, Merced, and the San Joaquin Valley. Her name is Elizabeth Heng. She's the daughter of Cambodian immigrants who fled their home country during the Pol Pot terror regime. Here's how Alexandria DeCantis of the National Review described her in a profile. I don't want to read the whole thing. I just want to skim through it. She graduated from Stanford. She served as student body president. She returned to the Central Valley. She opened a series of cell phone stores with her brothers. She eventually was responsible for managing 75 employees. She decided to leave California, went back to work to D.C., not expecting to stay in D.C. But she ended up working for Ed Royce, a conservative Republican from California. At another, she aided Mitt Romney during the presidential campaign in Nevada. In 2016, she became director for President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration ceremony, a role that she held even as she traveled to Connecticut in her off hours to get an MBA at Yale. I'd say this is a pretty damn hardworking young lady. Nothing against our socialists running from the Bronx, but this young lady's curriculum vitae is somewhat more impressive than just simply graduating from college and interning for Ted Kennedy, and then working in a bar and becoming a community organizer. This young lady actually did work. She, facing what was going to be an angry and motivated Democratic base, she faces a stiff challenge in pushing aside Costa. What's Costa's first? I think Jim Costa. What's his name? The incumbent. Yeah, Jim Costa. Jim Costa. So she puts together a really good video. Now, from this video, you see an attractive, charismatic young female minority Republican candidate. But because she included, now remember, her parents are Cambodian refugees who escaped the genocide of Pol Pot. Facebook, citing what we would guess to be the grisly images of Pol Pot's victims at the beginning of the video, prevented the video from being embedded on her Hang for Congress page. The video goes just in portion like this.
We've given Jim Costa 14 years to bring us a better life. Has it worked? In those same 14 years, Elizabeth Heng excelled in high school, graduated Stanford, was elected student body president there, got her MBA from Yale, learned what's wrong with D.C., helped her brother start a very successful business, then turned her attention toward making our lives better. Same 14 years. Which person is most likely to improve our future?
I'm 33. I have the energy and drive to bring us a better future. Not just talk about it, do it. Break the logjam and restore our water infrastructure. Reform immigration the right way. Vastly improve our education system so more of us can go to great schools. Everyone told me that I'd never go to Stanford or Yale or work for Congress. Just like they tell you that our homes and our cities will never get better. Everyone is wrong. Great things can come from great adversity.
And her family has the adversity to prove it. You can go to her website, elizabethheng.com, Elizabeth, and then HENG.com. And you can watch the ad, and you can see the standard photographs of the Cambodian genocide. Facebook took it down. Your ad wasn't approved because it doesn't follow our advertising policies. We don't allow ads that contain shocking, disrespectful, or sensational content, including ads that depict violence or threats of violence. How to fix? We suggest removing this type of content from your ad and or using a different image or video. So I guess Facebook has now decided that the Cambodian genocide is a non-event. Or maybe the Cambodian genocide and pictures of mass graves of skulls and bones is just too, I don't know, offensive to the people at Facebook. If Facebook can treat a historical event as something that is not appropriate for their platform, and it just happens to be the ad of a conservative minority running for Congress on the Republican ticket, you might have a hard time convincing me that Facebook and Google and Apple and YouTube and all of these other social media platforms are not engaged in some sort of, I might sound like Alex Jones now, are not engaged in some sort of conspiratorial effort before the midterm elections to do everything they can to silence the voices of conservatives, libertarians, constitutionalists, and oh my, minorities. A Cambodian American. Shut her down.
Need a new roof? Get the best. ExcelRoofing.com.
Michael Brown here from Mike Ward Infinity, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know, I've known Mike and his family for decades, so when I leased a new car, it was Mike Ward Infinity, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike at C470 in Lucent, and remember, just drive it.
When you have a solar generation system from Bright Street Energy on the roof of your home, or business actually, you reduce or eliminate your utility electric bills. Your property becomes worth more, and you're less susceptible to changes in electricity prices. Now, I pulled the trigger last summer, and I encourage you to sit down with Bright Street for a free solar consultation. Do it soon to catch as much of the summer as possible and to catch the tax breaks before they also fade away. Learn more at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE Street.com.
This report is brought to you by Walmart.
It'll be partly cloudy tonight with a chance of storms, a low of 59. 85 and sunny tomorrow, a slight chance for afternoon storms, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, a high of 87.
Hey, Denver! Walmart's been working behind the scenes to bring you something fresh. They're sprucing up stores in the area and updating their services. Get ready to take your shopping experience to a new level.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
An indicator for the midterms. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Election watchers keeping a close eye on tonight's special congressional election in Ohio, where polls close in about a half hour.
Election officials predicted that turnout could top 30%. If that turns out to be true, that could be huge for Democrat Danny O'Connor. He's within striking distance of becoming the first Democrat to win this district in nearly 4 decades. And yet his opponent, Republican Troy Balderson, remains cautiously optimistic that he'll be able to hold back a blue wave. He's banking on a surge of support from President Trump, who's rallied, recorded phone calls, and tweeted on Balderson's behalf. But Ohio's governor, John Kasich, worries that strategy could backfire. Either way, voters say the way they voted today had everything to do with the president and his policies.
Fox's Kristen Fisher. Primaries tonight include one in Michigan, where Republicans are looking to one-seat incumbent Debbie Stabenow this fall. John James and Sandy Penster face off. And in Kansas, President Trump has endorsed Chris Kobach for governor. Many in his party had cautioned against it because he's a polarizing figure, particularly due to his stance on immigration. Not holding up their end of the bargain. The State Department says North Korea is not getting rid of its nukes as it promised during the June summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un.
Chairman Kim made a commitment to President Trump on June the 12th. He said that he would denuclearize his country. The Secretary has had subsequent conversations, as has the State Department, and we do not believe that that position has changed in any way.
Spokeswoman Heather Nauert. He stole from his former boss because of his personal struggles. That's what the star witness at former Trump campaign campaign manager Paul Manafort's fraud trial told the court. Rick Gates said he was living beyond his means and is taking responsibility for it. Gates is testifying as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. Fox News, fair and balanced.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I've never felt more alive.
Disclaimer. Geico cannot guarantee you will feel more alive. You either possess functioning respiratory and circulatory systems, or you do not, or you are a zombie. If you are indeed a brain-starved zombie and you would like to save money on car insurance, the Geico legal team applauds your excellent life choices, even in your shambling afterlife. But we strongly encourage you to visit geico.com or download the Geico app. Please stay a minimum of 500 feet away from our large and presumably delicious, delicious brains.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When posting on most job sites, you get candidates. I'm the sales director.
I'm the sales director you're looking for.
But when you post on Indeed.com, you get the candidates just right for you.
I'm a sales director with an MBA, over 10 years experience, who's also fluent in Japanese.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions for a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates.
Arigato.
Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
KHOW News Time, 5:03.
They're still clearing out damaged cars from the parking lot at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo before they can decide whether they will reopen tomorrow. Zoo President Bob Chastain says there were 300 cars in the lot when softball-size hail hit Monday afternoon.
And you can see that we have over 200 cars in the parking lot, and then we have another 70 to 80 cars in our employee parking lot. Just getting the volume of tow trucks here is problematic.
11 people were hurt in that hailstorm and 2 animals were killed. A public interest group is out with a guide to help you make sure the school supplies you buy for your kids are safe. Coburg's Danny Katz says they tested 27 products and found that some of them could be dangerous.
One of them was crayons. We found asbestos in crayons, and there's no safe levels of asbestos.
Specifically, crayons made by Play School. Crayola crayons were safe. You can find a safe school supply shopping guide at coburgfoundation.org. That's the latest. I'm Karen Trinidad.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
An earlier accident on southbound I-25 approaching 120th has been moved to the shoulder. Traffic still slow, though, back to E470. And there's a van stalled in the center lane on the Boulder Turnpike westbound at Pecos, slowing things down through there. We also have a report of a crash on southbound I-25 on the south end of the metro area past Ridgegate Parkway. That stretch slow all the way back to 225. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with some scattered showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 88 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Stop by your local Staples today so your small business can take advantage of the back-to-school deals at Staples, like Staples 1-inch 3-ring binders for $1.92 and 1-subject notebooks for just 25 cents each. Limit 30 in-store only, ends 9/1/18. Staples, the back-to-school specialty store.
Hey, Mikey. It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Well, somebody says that I'm too late, that Facebook has lifted, according to the Washington Times, has lifted the Elizabeth Heng block. Well, good for them. Good for them. It still doesn't change the fact that Facebook decided initially that pictures of the Cambodian genocide was inappropriate for Facebook, as if we want to erase history, as if we want to, which is, of course, is what the left wants to do, because the less we understand about our history, the better off we are. I want to go back, though, to the top of the hour news, because the story about the hail in Colorado Springs just fascinates me. It's summertime, thunderstorms, hail. And I've heard it described as baseball size hail, tennis ball size hail, fist sized hail. And every picture I've seen has been like next with a quarter next to it to give you a little perspective of how big it is. and then some birds were killed. Okay. Birds get killed in thunderstorms all the time, particularly when you get big hail. And then cars get totaled. But here's what you probably didn't know about the hailstorm in Colorado. CNN points out the cause.
A zoo in Colorado Springs will be closed today after a powerful hailstorm killed 2 birds and injured 14 people on Monday. Look at this. Those are chunks of hail. Some the size of softballs there. Look at that. It sent the bears at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo scrambling for cover of their enclosure.
You know, like the bears do in the mountains when it begins to hail, they seek shelter. Like the deer and the elk and the antelope play.
More than 3,000 zoo visitors were evacuated to a nearby school. 5 of the injured were taken to the hospital for treatment.
Is it August in Colorado as well?
I believe it is. It has reached August. I just can't believe the size of the water, explosions there from the hail.
That's violent weather. And, some people don't think that climate change is necessarily happening.
Bears hate it too.
There it is. Climate change. While we're on CNN, we might as well go to this story. A lot of analysts have argued that the Trump Tower meeting is a violation of election law, which prevents campaigns from accepting anything of value from a foreign national. Now, a thing of value is usually like an in-kind contribution. Hey, listen, I'll print the flyers for you for free. That's an in-kind contribution. And normally that gets tagged as a financial contribution, and you have to report it. I don't know of. Now, I didn't do a LexisNexis search, but because I used to dabble in campaign finance law, I dredged through my brain trying to think of where information was considered a, quote, thing of value. Couldn't think of any. I couldn't think of any Federal Election Commission or any other kind of cases where a thing of value, you were fined for failure to report that someone provided you information. Because if that's the case, every time you went to a rally, anytime you went to a Republican women's tea or any other sort of event, and somebody tells you about something or gives you information about a particular issue, or you meet with a group of doctors or lawyers or plumbers or electricians or ditch diggers or anybody else, and they tell you about their concerns, they give you information that you can then use in your campaign strategy. Is that a thing of value? I think that you can make a very strong argument that information is not something that is illegal or a thing of value. Information would not be considered by the courts to be a thing of value, primarily because, information is spread how? Speech, in print, word of mouth, email, all of the forms of communication that are protected by the First Amendment. On CNN, they're so giddy over the fact that we now know that the Trump Tower meeting that, was it Donald Jr.? I think it was Donald Jr. took, was probably ill-advised, but I don't think it was illegal. Now, you can argue, as everybody's going to do, well, Trump denied the meeting. Well, he did deny the meeting, and then he admitted the meeting, and then the question became, what was the meeting about? Was it about adoptions, or was it about something else? You can argue all of that stuff till the cows come home, and guess what? I just really don't give a rat's ass. I just really don't. What I want to know is, was the meeting in and of itself illegal? I don't think it is. So CNN has a election law expert on to talk about whether or not this meeting was illegal.
I think there's actually a fairly good argument that it's not illegal.
Uh-oh. Now imagine that you're Wolf Blitzer or Gloria Borger, and you're sitting there interviewing this guy, and you're expecting your guest, your paid contributor, legal analyst, to toe the company line. Well, if Trump met with somebody in Trump Tower, or if his son or anybody else did, if any campaign officials met with a foreign national and it was to get dirt on Hillary, why, it must be illegal. And the first things out of his mouth is, no, actually, I don't think it is.
I think there's actually a fairly good argument that it's not illegal, that information would not be considered by the courts to be a thing of value, largely because of the First Amendment. Once you start saying that that us talking to each other constitutes a thing of value, it winds up being a slippery slope. And then the other thing the president points out, actually fairly, is that if information is a thing of value, well then what about the information that came from Russian nationals to the Clinton campaign and the DNC through Steele? And that's a fair point also.
Well, and it's cut off, but Wolf Blitzer at that point is like, well, but let's move on to something else. Yeah. When your guest doesn't fit or toe the company line, it's always a wise idea to try to move on to something else. But go back to this part.
Actually fairly, is that if information is a thing of value, well then what about the information that came from Russian nationals
that went to the Clinton campaign, where they actually paid for it? There you have an exchange. We want something, we will pay you for it. That's a campaign expenditure. Why wasn't that expenditure reported by the Clinton campaign? Or why wasn't, if that expenditure was done on behalf of the campaign by somebody else, why wasn't that reported as an in-kind contribution? Because there, you're actually giving money in exchange for information. There is zero, zilch, nada allegation that there was exchange of anything of value in the Trump Tower meeting. Oh yeah, they stepped in it because, well, they said one thing, it's about adoption, then it's about this, and no, I didn't know about it. Well, then I did know about it. Well, I didn't write out the statement. I did write out the statement. Donald Jr. has disclosed all of the emails about it. So once again, we've got this big ass story, or at least according to CNN and MSNBC, it's a big ass story, and we still have what? Collusion? Zero. Nothing about collusion.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
An earlier accident on southbound I-25 approaching 120th has been moved to the shoulder. Traffic still slow, though, back to 144th. And we have a report of a crash on southbound I-25 on the south end of the metro area past Ridgegate Parkway. That stretched slow all the way back to 225. And there's a crash north of Larkspur on northbound I-25 approaching Toma Road. That's blocking the left lane and causing more than 7 miles of backups there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 87 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today at your local Hyundai dealer. Hyundai's new Shopper Assurance program offers transparent pricing, so you never have to guess about cost or payments. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a new 30-year loan all over again? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high-interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term, because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants. They'll guide you through options and will customize the right program to achieve your financial goals. They may even be able to get you closed in as fast as 10 days. So get started now. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
I'm an architect.
I'm a doctor.
Music producer.
I'm an accountant.
We're business owners.
When I found out that I could download big files, really big files, huge files,
CAD files,
X-rays, cloud files, audio files, zip files,
in seconds,
not minutes, in seconds,
and that all my employees,
with all their devices, would have more than enough bandwidth. I said, wow.
Wow.
Boom. Sign me up.
That's a dream come true.
Introducing Gig Speed from Comcast Business. With download speeds up to 20 times faster than what most people have. Tons of bandwidth for everything your business does every day. And an affordable price. It's a small business owner's dream.
Now, I'm dreaming gig.
Really, really gig.
Comcast is building the largest gig speed network in the country. Now more small businesses in more places can dream gig. Comcast Business. Built for business. Visit dreamgig.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. May not be available in all areas. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single parent of 2 young kids changed my ability to use my timeshare. And when my annual maintenance fees nearly tripled over a 3-year period, I had to get out. I'm Brandon Reed, founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will legally get you out of your timeshare you can't use or afford. Schedule your free consultation. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund.
Call 844-955-EXIT. That's 844-955-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk is revving up the winnings with the BMW giveaway. Earn entries starting August 1st. Then join us on Sunday, September 2nd for a chance to win up to $1,000 cash or a brand new 2018 BMW 320i. The BMW giveaway, only at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. BMW is a registered trademark of BMW AG. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Sinking, heaving concrete, cracks in the garage, basement, sidewalks, stairs, and front porches shifting? Don't replace, fix with Crackerjack Mudjacking. 303-410-7787. 410-7787. CrackerjackMudjacking.com.
My father developed a disease called farmer's lung. At age 53, he was no longer able to work, so we sold the farm. Now my parents had a nest egg, and they needed it to last as long as they did. Mom outlived Dad and spent 25 years in retirement. Today, it's possible to spend 3 decades in retirement. That's long enough to potentially experience 3 corrections or crashes in the stock market. You make money in the market by being aggressive, but you keep it by being defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I made my parents money in the market, but more importantly, I helped them keep it for their 25 years of retirement through numerous market conditions. My all-seasons portfolio prepares you for whatever tomorrow brings. May I create one for you? I'm here to help. Call me, Carlin Tucker, at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof? I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. Well, what about you? I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782. Liberty did what? They saved me $782. Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
What do you hear? Most people just hear an engine. We hear a 6.2-liter Hemi V8 with a supercharger that accelerates so fast, it'll suck the air out of your lungs and knock you back in your seat like you're an astronaut in a rocket ship hurtling through the stratosphere. But then again, we're not most people. We're the Brotherhood of Muscle. Dodge. Domestic, not domesticated. Dodge is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Do you really need a will? And what's involved? We'll talk about that and a lot more on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
You know I'm not a fan of Alex Jones. He's a 9/11 truther, and he's just... he also believes that FEMA has secret camps all over the country and that we're going to take over the government and take over society and put everybody in concentration camps and use the Black Hawk helicopters to somehow round up people like cattle. And, well, you know, we are going to do all of those things, but I don't need Alex Jones to go around and talk about it. MSNBC today, talking about this kerfuffle where Apple, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter all take down Alex Jones on the same day. Go apoplectic because Texas Senator Ted Cruz comes out in support of Alex Jones. And I hate what Apple and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter have all done, because it's forced me into this position of defending not what Alex Jones says, defending not what Alex Jones stands for, but it forces me into the position of defending Alex Jones's right to say what he wants to say. Now, let me give the caveat again that I always have to give before people who like to nitpick about stuff. Yes, they're private organizations and they can choose who gets to use their platforms, and they can determine on their own merits what they think are violations of their own terms of service. I get that. But that doesn't mean that I have to agree with the decision, and it doesn't mean that I have to think that it's good for the country that we start allowing private businesses to decide what people can think. Because that's what's going on. It would be like this company deciding that, look, Brown, we're going to redo your contract, and here's what you can say or talk about on air. Why would I sign that? Why would I agree that I have to be scripted to a narrow, confined set of topics that a company has decided, when my job is to entertain, inform, and to convince you to listen as long as possible to what I have to say, and then, you know, bore your way through the bore, B-O-R-E, bore as in drill, your way through the commercial spot blocks. It's what radio is. Radio is an advertising and entertainment medium, pure and simple. The business model is not very complex. The business model is, for X number of minutes, I will talk, cajole, entertain, make you mad, angry, sad, happy, whatever, in hopes that it's just entertaining enough, just makes you curious enough that, is he going to go off the deep end in the next segment? That you stay tuned, so that you will then go and buy the products that I endorse. It's really quite simple. Television's no different. Newspapers are no different. And quite frankly, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms are no different. So MSNBC, another platform doing just what I do, said this.
I think, which would be to, look, guys, we're going to sue you.
Well, and, Elise Jordan, that somebody like Ted Cruz would come out defending Alex Jones, saying, and really repulsive, quoting the first line of a poem talking about the Holocaust, and first they came for Alex Jones.
Well, this is true, because what we're seeing is that certain corporations want to control what you see, what you read, which therefore leads to what you ultimately believe, understand, or have knowledge of. They're wanting to define hate speech on their terms. They want to limit what you can see or not see.
I don't know if Ted Cruz is familiar with the content in InfoWars, I would think most of the people that he sits in church with would be deeply offended. The content is extraordinarily vulgar.
Yes, it is. And I imagine most of the people that I go to church with would be offended by it. Does that mean that we should then prevent people from seeing it, hearing it, reading it? That's where this is going. That's exactly where this is going, is we have companies that are making, now, again, they've got the right to kick them off, but I'm skeptical that this is a free market at work, because market forces don't drive those decisions. And yes, in a free market, companies are free to make those sorts of decisions, no matter how arbitrary they may seem. But I have the right to tell them that I think they're making a mistake. If I was a shareholder, and I'm in full disclosure, at least I don't think any mutual fund, and I don't own any shares directly of Facebook or Twitter. I do of Apple. Ooh, man, am I glad I bought it when I did. I have the right to tell them that I think they're making a mistake, because Ted Cruz is right. At some point, because of the way we live now with all of this electronic media, we're trying to be told what to think.
His language is beyond repulsive.
So, who's the arbiter? Tell me, Joe Scarborough, Mr. Former Congressman, who's the arbiter of what speech is repulsive and should therefore be banned? Who's the arbiter of that? Who's the arbiter of speech that is bigoted or hateful and should therefore be banned? I think people who are crazy, like Alex Jones, should have all the platform in the world that they can get. You know why? Because transparency and sunshine is the best way to deal with nut jobs. Transparency and openness is the best way to deal with hate or bigotry or anything else.
And again, the conspiracy theories and the suggestion that former FBI directors be assassinated. I mean, every day it's a new shocking attack against some foundation of our culture, of our civilization. And
what you're doing, Joe Scarborough, is an attack on the foundation of this culture, which is that we recognize that people have different attitudes and beliefs, and whether we find them repulsive or not, unless they're criminal, they're entitled to that.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, more jobs than job seekers for 3 months in a row now. The Labor Department says the number of open positions topped 6.6 million in June, but fewer than 6.6 million people were searching for work. Meanwhile, the number of folks who quit dropped a bit for the month. Well, investors not quitting on stocks Tuesday. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all closing higher. Tesla shares getting a jolt after founder Elon Musk tweeted that he's considering taking the electric car company private at $420 a share. Musk also saying that funding for the transaction is already secured if he decides to follow through. The Brady Bunch house has a new owner. The HD TV has won the bidding war for the iconic home in Studio City, California. The network saying it plans to restore it to its 1970s glory. With the Fox Business Report, I'm David Asman.
Honey?
In here.
Oh, you painted the ceiling.
Yep.
Blue.
Feels so much less cooped up, right?
I guess. What's the yellow paint for?
Well, the floor needs a double line, otherwise it's chaos. Can you hand me that yield sign?
It's hard to be without your bike, so do something easy and protect it with Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. With basic policies as low as $75 a year, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
This report is brought to you by Walmart.
For the most part, everything right now, just the usual rush hour volume slowing. Also some residual slowing from a couple of earlier accidents that have now been cleared. There are a couple of crashes off freeway, one at 104th and Huron, and working a rollover on the south end of the metro area at Quebec and Mineral, just north of County Line. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Will cool off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 86 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
A fresh, new shopping experience is coming your way. Walmart's investing in the Denver area. Select stores are getting a fresh, new look and convenient new services. So, get ready for what's coming your way.
You know, I've told you a few years ago I turned down endorsing a solar company because when I looked at the financials, it just simply didn't make sense for the homeowner. I just couldn't endorse it and suggest you go use them. But that's no longer the case with Zoetic Solar. With Zoetic Solar, what they do is they replace your current electric bill as payment for your own solar panels so that your monthly out-of-pocket is the same as your electric bill, except that now you own your energy. There's no down payment needed, and once your panels are paid off, you've got free energy for your house for life. You own those solar panels as opposed to renting them, which is what everybody else does. This simultaneously gives you more money in your pocket and increases your home's value. And when Zoetic puts solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic, put in a smart home thermostat, all for free, saves you even more money. And Zoetic Solar is a Colorado-owned and operated company right here in Denver. So if you're thinking about using solar on your home or your business, call these guys and just get a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Sheridan Auto Tech. Good people. And isn't that what you really want in an auto repair shop? So you get what you need when you need it and you get it done right. Kevin Calkin, the owner, is honorable and will never sell you anything you don't need. He has thousands of loyal customers, been in business more than 20 years. 303-455-7242. Or visit him in two convenient locations. In Lakewood on Colfax just west of Wadsworth, or in Aurora on Havana just south of 6th Avenue. Sheridan Auto Tech.
Hail and severe storm season is here, and that's why you need to call Golden Spike Roofing. If you think you have damage, call Golden Spike at 303-942-1386 for a thorough and free inspection. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, I can recommend no one better than Frank Duran, the real estate man, part of RE/MAX Alliance. He's proven time and time again he can often sell homes quicker and for more money than the asking price. Call Frank Duran for a free market evaluation and see what he can do for you. Buying or selling, go with Frank Duran, the real estate man. 303-920-1622 or frankduranhomes.com.
Grainger stands for safety, and they know what safety stands for. S, safety. A, all about safety. F, feeling good about safety. E, extreme safety. T, talking about safety. Y, you guessed it, safety. First aid kits, eye wash stations, fire protection. You name it. For over 90 years, they've been helping to keep facilities safe and people safer. When it comes to safety, Grainger's got your BACK. Call or click Grainger.com to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
I don't want to die or fade away. I just want to be someone. I just want to be someone. Dive and disappear without a trace.
I ran across this story in the Wall Street Journal a couple of days ago. And I forgot to do it yesterday, and I thought right now might be a good time to do it. I have no reason why, other than I'm ready for dinner and I got to wait another hour and a half. Have you met this cow? She's delicious, reads the headline. The menu at Chef Jose Andre Bazaar Meat in Las Vegas notes that its Vaca Villa steak is made from a hand-selected working cow. The beef comes from a meat company called Mindful Meats, where, on the cow's final day, the employees look each cow in the eye and say thank you as they load the cow onto the trailer. The first time I took my son elk hunting, we were on the Vermejo Ranch in New Mexico, and we were looking for a cow, an elk. And we found a herd. My son took the shot, didn't have his sights quite right, and so the shot brought her down, but didn't kill her. And the ranch foreman that was with us at the time walked over and put a bullet in her head and said thank you to her as he killed her. And I thought it was a great lesson for my son. Appreciative of the meat that he had just gathered, and the ranch foreman appreciative of the elk cow giving her life up so that that we could feast upon her meat. So when this beef company looks every cow in the eye and says thank you as they load the cow onto the trailer, I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with, though, is this. While I complain about consumers not understanding where their food comes from, consumers, according to the Wall Street Journal, are demanding to know more about where their meat comes from. But it's more complicated than just that. 58% of consumers say they are more concerned about the treatment of animals raised for food than they were a few years ago. Sun-Fed Ranch's packages of meatballs describe, quote, a deep and genuine regard for our cattle. I don't know a rancher. I've never known a rancher in my life that doesn't have a deep and genuine regard for his cattle. But there's a fine line between transparency and oversharing. There's a restaurant in Boulder, of course, called the Black Belly Restaurant, where servers are coached to let customers take the lead in discussing the provenance of the meat, according to the chef and owner, Hosea Rosenberg. On a typical evening, the Wall Street Journal says, about 1/3 of customers will want to order without much discussion. Another third is interested in more specific, like describe the cuts of meat or the particular breeds of animals before their eyes glaze over, he says. But the last third is interested in even more details, such as types of grasses or grains the cow was fed, what the cow weighed, what farm did it come from, sometimes even asking, is this cow that we're about to eat have a name? We named it dinner, he says. On a recent night, diner Kirsten Johnson asked butcher Nate Singer for more information about her meat. While sawing through the front of the 340-pound Berkshire pig at the demonstration table, Mr. Singer told her the animal was fed a diet of alfalfa and local cereals on a farm 12 miles away. We go into as much granularity as the customer wants to hear. Sometimes servers must tell customers they can't get the cut of steak they requested because the restaurant is committed to only using one cow at a time. Whew. Tamara and I buy our beef from a couple of guys that raise their own cattle. They care for them, they feed them, they watch over them, and when they're ready, they butcher them. And all I need to know is that the guys that I buy Shackley beef, by the way, if you ever want to buy some beef, send me an email. I'll give you their contact information. Shackley Beef. Oh, my gosh. We had some tenderloin last night. It was so good. Here's where I draw the line. I don't care about Bessie. I don't care about Bessie's name. I don't care what she ate. What I care about are that Chad and his buddies raise the beef properly so that it's good, tender, flavorful, and wonderful. When you have to find out, Randy, let me just finish the story real quickly. On a survey by Lake Research Partners based in D.C., they tested 1,000 consumers' knowledge on the details of various terms such as cage-free, hens not raised in cages, and free-range, access to the outdoors, and said that 65% of consumers got the questions wrong. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals launched a campaign 2 years ago called Shop with Your Heart, to guide consumers in labeling and throw their support behind certain certifications such as the Global Animal Partnerships 5-Step Rating Program. Good grief. Here's the 5 steps. Step number 1, no cages, no crates, no crowding. Step number 2, an enriched environment. Step number 3, enhanced outdoor access. Step 4, pasture raised. Step 5, animals centered. Sounds like a kindergarten program to me. Yeah, don't put the kids in cages. Don't overcrowd the classroom. Make sure they have an enriched environment so they can learn well. Make sure they have plenty of outdoor activities. That's step number 3. Step 4, pasture raised. I guess maybe that's an exemption. Or maybe not. Make sure that whatever the little rugrats get at the kindergarten or preschool class, that whatever they're fed, that they've got access to free-range chicken, free-range pork. And step 5, animal-centered. Animals are kept in small groups, always in pasture. For an even higher level of this rating, the animals must live their entire lives on the farm to minimize stress. Okay, so I've always wanted consumers to know more about where their food comes from. And now I find that we've actually gone off the deep end. And instead, is this steak I'm about to eat tonight, did the cow have a name? Because I'm not going to order it if I don't know if it had a name or not. Sometimes we should just be thankful that we actually have meat to eat and let it go at that.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Mostly just seeing the usual rush hour volume slowing around the system right now, but we do have a report of a semi with its brakes on fire on eastbound I-70 approaching 32nd and Youngfield. That stretch is slow back to Colfax. And a couple of accidents off freeway, one at 104th and Huron, and working a rollover on the south end of the metro area at Quebec and Mineral just north of County Line. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Will cool off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 83 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Stop by your local Staples today so your small business can take advantage of the back-to-school deals at Staples. Like Staples 1-inch 3-ring binders for $1.92 and one subject notebooks for just 25 cents each. Limit 30 in-store only, ends 9/1/18. Staples, the back-to-school specialty store.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company's been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Dunright, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
When it comes to servicing your car, let's go right to the heart of the matter. Al Aramis, he's the owner of Pro Auto Care for 25 years, and they give a 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance to each and every customer. You'll also get reminders when your service intervals are due. I love them. I use them. You should too. Denver and Littleton. 303-PRO-AUTO. That's 303-PRO-AUTO or 303proauto.com.
Hey, Denver area, do you want to start wholesaling properties for cash? Over the last 5 years, Nick Vertucci, founder of the NV Real Estate Academy, and his team have been perfecting the art of wholesaling properties for cash. Call now, and he'll send you a free copy of his new kit, The Hidden Treasures in Wholesaling Property. In this kit, you'll see how he locates, evaluates, and flips a property in any area. You'll also learn how to potentially access discounted real estate and find funding partners for a property to wholesale. Call 1-800-430-1799 now to get your free wholesaling kit. Call 800-430-1799 now and receive free live training in your area, which includes a free meal, a free smartwatch, and a free USB drive loaded with his training information. Call 800-430-1799. That's 800-430-1799 now and get your free kit today. Call 800-430-1799.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix It 24/7 to take care of me. Great news. Fix It 24/7 is offering $77 off any repair. Leave your cares and troubles behind and let them take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
My father developed a disease called farmer's lung. At age 53, he was no longer able to work, so we sold the farm. Now my parents had a nest egg, and they needed it to last as long as they did. Mom outlived Dad and spent 25 years in retirement. Today, it's possible to spend 3 decades in retirement. That's long enough to potentially experience 3 corrections or crashes in the stock market. You make money in the market by being aggressive, but you keep it by being defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I made my parents money in the market, but more importantly, I helped them keep it for their 25 years of retirement through numerous market conditions. My all-seasons portfolio prepares you for whatever tomorrow brings. May I create one for you? I'm here to help. Call me, Carlin Tucker, at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
This is Troy with Technoglass. We've been making auto glass easy for over 25 years. Every Technoglass replacement comes with free rock chip repairs for life and a 12-month no breakage guarantee. Visit Technoglass.com. Call 720-405-8000.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
These days, there's enough to stress about. Do I eat enough kale? Do I eat too much kale? What's the best way to sell my car? What color should I paint the kitchen? Well, at CarMax, we can't help you with the kitchen or the kale, but we can help you sell your car. Because at CarMax, we make real offers, not estimates, so you can sell your car quickly and get back to pondering your leafy greens and picking the perfect paint. CarMax. We buy all the cars.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
So Facebook banned a Republican ad with pictures of the Cambodian genocide, but allows their platform to be used for a genocide in Burma today. We'll talk about it Wednesday morning at 6:34 here on 630 KHOW.
Red sandstone it fell. Right smack on top of Sedona Arabelle. When John Ford said, won't you hop on into the stagecoach, baby, gonna take you for a spin, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, hey, little Hollywood, you're gone, but you're not forgot, you got the cash, but
You know, sometimes there are just the most bizarre interactions with people on Twitter. And it got me to thinking also on the YouTubes, was my cow gay or straight? Did my cow identify with what gender? Was my cow a libertarian or a socialist? Was my cow involved in some sort of, intra-farm crime? What were they doing? Winston-Salem, North Carolina, taxpayer relief shot.
Salem police say a man was shot and killed this morning while trying to rob several people. Officers say the attempted robbery happened just after 7:10 on Westmoreland Drive. Police say the robber and victims were both armed and fired several shots during the incident.
That's a gunfight. That right there's a gunfight. Both victims and perps are armed. You know, that would drive the liberals nuts. Why? Nobody should have a gun.
One of them hit the suspect. He was taken to Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center where he died. No one else was injured. A woman who lives nearby told us what she heard.
Our neighbor called my phone this morning because I went back to sleep, and I heard it and I just jumped up and I knew something was wrong. And she said there was rope all around here, and I came out, and it's been like this all day long.
That was informative, wasn't it? We could have just done with the first half of that. Somebody tries to rob a bunch of people and they pick the wrong people because they have weapons, and a gunfight ensues and you have a taxpayer relief shot. Albany, New York goes like this.
Police remain here at the southern end of Remsen Street several hours after the shooting took place as they try to figure out what happened.
Hey, boys, what do you think happened here? I don't know. Let's find out.
I walked outside and seen the caution tape, police lights.
I said, oh boy. Residents on Remsen Street woke up to an unusual scene outside their home Sunday morning.
Which is better than waking up to the usual scene. You know, isn't it better to live in a neighborhood where you wake up and you're shocked that there's police tape out front and there's cop cars, as opposed to waking up and you look out the window and you go, oh, cop cars and police tape, must be a day ending in Y.
That Ken Zioli tried to move away from.
It was scary, you know. I have a family. I live here with my family.
Cohoes State Police were responding to this brick apartment complex down the block from him, where they say a homeowner shot and killed a male intruder. It's the kind of incident Zioli didn't think he'd experienced since leaving Troy.
Remsen itself is just that center home feeling.
He and his neighbors feel safe while out and about.
I could walk down the street and be comfortable.
You know why? Because you know your neighbors are armed.
And not have that worry of, I'm going to lose the money that's in my pocket from somebody.
Absolutely fine walking down the street. Never had a problem. No one really says anything but hi.
But recently, he's noticed some changes in the area.
There's been some concerns just of activities, of suspicions.
Shirley Thibodeau recognized this a while ago when strangers broke into her home.
Well, that's kind of a good hint. Yeah, when somebody starts breaking into your home in your neighborhood, yeah, that's a sign that you got a problem.
I was watching TV at 9:30 at night. 3 guys bust my door right in.
Despite that experience, she still likes living on Remsen, as does Zioli. But he feels this serves as a reminder for him and his neighbors to keep their eyes and ears open at all times.
You should be always alert of what's around you, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Police believe this was an isolated incident and that the public is not in any danger.
Of course not. Thug's dead. There's a bizarre debate going on with me on Twitter because I won't say that the thugs in Chicago are black. I'm more than happy to point out when the thug is black or Mexican or white or any other ethnicity. But all the thugs in Chicago are not black. And then someone says, well, but they're predominantly black. Well, predominantly does not mean all. I find it funny, too, because the guy that's arguing with me is apparently Mexican, calls himself Mad Mex. So how about I just declare that all thugs in Chicago are Mexican? How would that go? Las Cruces, New Mexico.
A man is dead after a shooting involving a Las Cruces police officer. Hello, I'm Erica Castillo.
I'm Robert Olguin. First on Fox. KFOX 14 News at 5. Samantha Lewis is live in Las Cruces to show you where the suspect was found after the shooting. Samantha.
We just received reports this was an officer-involved shooting that has left a 52-year-old man dead near Arizona Avenue and Solano Drive. And if you can see behind me, police still have the area taped off where they are continuing their investigation. Now, police say the call came in at around 11:30 this morning. Investigators say the responding officer found the suspect near the back of a black Honda parked on Arizona Avenue. Police say there was a confrontation and the officer fired at least one round. It was at that time investigators say the man barricaded himself in the backseat of the vehicle. Since the suspect was believed to have a weapon, the SWAT team was called. Officers went up to the car and said they found the suspect unresponsive with a gunshot wound. He was later pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the suspect had a gun in the car. His body will be transported to the New Mexico Medical Examiner's Office for an autopsy.
Okay, we'll find out whether he had any drugs, but I can answer the autopsy. He's dead. We got a lot of taxpayer relief shots to catch up on. We might do some of those, but we might have some news about Maxine. Yeah, Maxine's in the news.
Do you fear going to the dentist? Fear no more. Visit noneedles.com. That's noneedles.com.
Michael Brown here for Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know I've known Mike and his family for decades. So you know when I leased a new car? Yep, it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike at C470 in Lucent, and remember, just drive it.
Welcome to Office Depot. Can I help you?
Absolutely. I've got to get my school shopping done today.
All right. Right now we've got mechanical pencils and Crayola markers for $1, plus 25-cent notebooks. What's on your list?
What's on my list? I need pencils, 6 notebooks, a backpack, 2-inch binders.
If you've got a list, we've got the supplies. Come into Office Depot Office Max to get select back-to-school supplies for just $1 or less. Shop online, on our app, or in-store for low prices all summer long at Office Depot Office Max. Limits apply. See store for details.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
It'll be partly cloudy tonight with a chance of storms, a low of 59. 85 and sunny tomorrow, a slight chance for afternoon storms, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, a high of 87.
Stop by your local Staples today so your small business can take advantage of the back-to-school deals at Staples, like Staples 1-inch 3-ring binders for $1.92 and 1-subject notebooks for just 25 cents each. Limit 30 in-store only, ends 9/1/18. Staples, the back-to-school specialty store.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Several states holding contests tonight. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Polls now closed in Ohio, where a special election is being held for a seat in Congress that'll last only a few months. It's a tight race. The seat's been Republican for decades. In Michigan, there's a primary for Senate. Republicans looking to unseat incumbent Debbie Stabenow this fall.
The president made it clear who he wants to prevail in Michigan's Republican Senate matchup. The president is throwing his weight behind a West Point grad and combat veteran who flew Apache attack helicopters in Iraq. John James has a lot of momentum behind him right now. The Real Clear Politics average gives him a 7-point advantage over his competitor, another wealthy businessman, Sandy Penzler. Now, Penzler is very much in line with President Trump's agenda. However, a video surfaced in which Penzler said the president speaks at a 4th grade level. Penzler says the quote is out of context, and he thinks President Trump is smart and a remarkable talent. Still, the endorsement went to his competitor.
Fox's Mike Tobin. Contests also being held in Kansas, Missouri, and Washington State. Searchers have found the remains of a boy on property in New Mexico, where authorities found a makeshift compound as they search for a missing child from Georgia. Twin fires being treated as one in Northern California have burned 455 square miles.
The Mendocino complex fire burning in Mendocino and Lake counties is now more than 290,000 acres. Each year, it seems Lake County makes the news as having some of the worst fires.
The vegetation type, it's hot, consistently hot, it's consistently dry. It's unfortunate. I know my way well too easily to get to Lake County nowadays.
Scott McLean is a deputy chief with CAL FIRE. He says more than 14,000 personnel are battling all of the fires up and down the state, including folks who came in from other states, the National Guard, and Australia and New Zealand.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News, fair and balanced.
Hey there, I'm a glue stick, so I have one job. I glue kid stuff. So sorry for being jealous of Geico, who does a ton more, like give you 24/7 access to thousands of licensed agents. And Geico has been around for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. While I've just got mediocre adhesive skills, Geico also has an award-winning mobile app. Uh-oh, arts and crafts time. No eating the glue stick, Miss Lydia!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
KHOW News Time, 6:03.
They're still looking for a missing 7-year-old boy in northeast Denver. Neighbor Alejandro Morales spoke with other neighbors about Jordan Vong.
They mostly said that that little boy doesn't really leave the front of his house. Like he doesn't really go and play with the other kids, but that they always see him there by himself.
Jordan's been missing since yesterday afternoon. The search is near Chambers Road, just south of Green Valley Ranch Boulevard. Jordan was wearing a gray shirt and gray sweatpants. He has brown eyes and is a little over 3 feet tall and weighs 40 pounds. Colorado's bears are getting ready to hibernate, and they're now on a feeding frenzy.
They go from kind of eating the vegetation and the insects and things that they're finding during the spring and early summer. Now they're kind of shifting into wanting fruits and nuts and things that have high fat and high carb content. If you think about somebody bulking up for the gym, they're bulking up so that they can take that nice long nap.
Rebecca Farrell is with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. She warns people to make sure you don't leave anything outside to attract bears. That's the latest. I'm Karen Trinidad.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Heavy volume slowing around much of the system, and a semi-truck's brakes caught on fire on eastbound I-70 just past Colorado Mills Parkway, causing some slowing through there. And a couple of off-freeway crashes, one at Wadsworth and Alameda and another one on westbound Arapahoe approaching Quebec. Just one lane getting by through there. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 83 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Hyundai gets you out of the dealership and into your new car fast. Our new Shopper Assurance program features streamlined purchase, so you spend less time haggling and more time driving. That's car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
630 KHOW has your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Now, text the keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's Vegas to 200-200.
Hey, Mikey.
It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown. Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Sometimes I don't know what to make of what it is that I say, that as it goes from the microphone through the board out through the transmission tower or through the airwaves or onto the laptop or the app or whatever it is where you're listening, that something gets lost in translation. So I've sincerely tried to think this one through. Sean writes, I told you in the last segment, I'm joking about the story in the Wall Street Journal where people are now wanting to know, like, okay, I really want that bone-in ribeye, but could you tell me what the name of my cow was? And I told you about first, I think all ranchers care about their livestock. You're not a good rancher if you don't care about your livestock. That's your livelihood. And that led to a quick conversation about a particular farm that supplies beef to these particular restaurants, where every cow that's loaded on to the trailer to head to the slaughterhouse, they say thank you to the cow as it's loaded on to the trailer. And I told the story about my son's first elk, and the shot wasn't a kill shot, and the ranch foreman said thank you to the cow as he put a bullet in her head. I guess my use of the word ranch led to this snarky email. Michael, where I draw the line is shooting elk behind a fence. I can't believe you just told that story about your son. I'm embarrassed for you. Shameful! ! Go hunting like a real man. The Vermejo Ranch is about the size of Rhode Island. It's owned by Ted Turner and is a part of some 2+ million acres that he owns, and straddles the Colorado-New Mexico border and is approximately 600,000 acres. There was no hunting behind a fence. Good grief, people. Chill out. The lesson. Everybody listens and hears based on their perspective, and I get that. But good grief, chill out a little bit. I actually think it's a very good story. It's a story that to this day reminds me that every time, whether you're bird hunting, you're elk hunting, you're moose hunting, doesn't make any difference. It's an appreciation for that meat that you are about to take, for the life of that animal that you are about to take, the life of that animal that you, as a human being, have dominion over. You know what else we like to do, Drew? We like to, I'm sorry, did I wake you up? We like to just throw dynamite in the lake and blow up the fish out of the lake.
That sounds like fun, actually.
See, but now somebody will take this seriously.
They totally will.
Somebody will take it seriously. There'll be some complaint filed about Brown's, throwing dynamite in the river, in the lake, blowing the fish out.
Isn't that what you did as a kid?
No, actually, we never did.
Oh?
No. Because usually we were fishing in streams or whatever, so, it's kind of hard to blow up the fish out of the stream. Did you?
No.
Oh.
You look like the type that would do that?
Yeah. Come to think of it, you strike me as the type that would steal it out of the grocery store. Oh, look, there's a really nice trout right there, and you'd stick it down your pants and walk out.
I'm not Jameis Winston. Come on now.
First they came for the straws, and I said nothing. And then they came for the cocktail swords, and I said nothing. California, the land of the dumbasses. So everybody's been all in a dither over the last week, I guess, mocking San Francisco's plastic straw ban. The city ordinance carries a hefty fine and even jail time for violators under certain circumstances. Over at Reason Magazine, they point out that the ordinance, though, is not limited to plastic straws. I wasn't aware of this. I guess I should have read the ordinance closer. Oh, somebody will chew me out for that now. How can you be a lawyer and not read the ordinance completely? Well, because I'm just laughing about the straw ban. I'm not here to give a lecture about the San Francisco ordinance banning plastic straws. That's really all you need to know right there. But thanks to Reason magazine, they delved into it further. Other straw bans typically target food service businesses, but this one will prohibit anyone, including grocery stores and other retailers, from selling plastic straws. Bill sponsor Katie Tang said in a statement, "The negative environmental impacts of single-use plastics are astronomical. San Francisco has been a pioneer of environmental change." You know, like poop on the streets and needles on the streets. Well, I added that. She didn't choose to point out that, yes, San Francisco is a pioneer of environmental change. Need to take a dump? Well, right here. Just drop your drawers and do it right there. It's good for the environment. She continued in her statement, "It is time for us to find alternatives to the plastic that is choking our marine ecosystems and littering our streets." You know, they got human feces on the streets. They've got needles, probably with a little bit of crack left in them. Probably a little bit of HIV or AIDS or whatever else that the crackheads have been using. And she's worried about straws on the streets. Like all good straw bans, according to Reason magazine, the text of Tang's bill mentions the questionable statistic that Americans use 500 million straws a day. This stat comes from an unconfirmed 2011 phone survey of straw manufacturers conducted by a 9-year-old. Market analysts think the number is actually far lower. But violators of San Francisco's plastic straw sword ban, you know those little swords? You know, they put your olive for your little martini? Those are outlawed too. Will face between $100 and $500 fines depending on the number of violations. While an explicit exemption for disabled people, many of whom lack the motor skills to drink or eat without a straw, is not included, the bill does say that strict compliance with the law is not required. Oh, so you ban plastic straws, but strict compliance is not required. How typical lefty of them. Let's ban straws, and as long as you're trying not to use them, as long as you're making an effort, you know, like, do you really want a straw? Can I talk you out of using a straw? Oh, you really do want one? Okay, here. I guess that's okay. Now, that's less punitive than the straw ban in Santa Barbara, which has no disability exemption and even allows for the possibility of criminal sanctions. In other ways, though, San Francisco's straw ban is quite restrictive. Unlike Seattle's straw ban, everybody's got these straw bans. San Francisco does not allow straws made from most compostable bioplastics. I guess the assumption is that somehow we're going to save the planet by restricting the use of straws. Oh, and the little swords. I might just, hey, Drew, when you're out and about tomorrow, would you stop by and just buy me a bag of those little plastic swords? Can you do
I don't
that?
even know where you would get those.
At the plastic sword shop. Good grief. What an idiot.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Still seeing heavy volume around much of the system, but all the problems right now are off freeway with crashes at Wadsworth and Alameda. There's also one on westbound Arapahoe approaching Quebec, just one lane getting by through there, and accidents at Federal and 38th and at 128th and Washington. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Will cool off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 82 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai's all-new Shopper Assurance program. And with Flexible Test Drive, the dealer will bring the Hyundai of your choice right to your door so you can give it a spin in your neighborhood. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
You know, hail and severe storm season is here, and that's why I'm glad to be working again with Spike McCarthy and Golden Spike Roofing. Golden Spike's a local company dedicated to providing a better quality roof for the money than anybody else in town. And Spike, the owner, well, you know what? You really ought to call him a meeting. He's committed to quality and making sure that your new roof is done right. And you know, hail is not the only thing that can damage a roof. High winds, just like we've been having, can also cause problems. Now, if you even think that you might have damage, you ought to call Golden Spike and get a thorough and free inspection. Maybe you've got an insurance claim. Well, if that's the case, you ought to call Golden Spike first and let them assist you through the process. They can handle everything from the claim all the way through to completion. So don't take a chance on an out-of-state fly-by-night roofer. For roofing done right to the last nail, you need to call Golden Spike Roofing. Call Spike right now, 303-942-1386. That's 303-942-1386.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's hear who really delivers. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. Other providers don't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. The others, no way. We let calls from any of your devices appear to come from your business number. Them, not so much. And Comcast Business Smart Office lets you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. Others, nope. Call 1-800-501-6000 to get 75 megabit internet from the provider who delivers for $49.95 per month when you get 2 voice mobility lines.
Offer ends 9/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. 2-year term required. Early termination fee applies. Requires subscription to 2 Comcast Business voice mobility lines and additional regular monthly rates. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Connection per restrictions apply. Minimum term agreement required. FLEF 0000279. TNACL 2006. AZROC 307346. CACSLB 1028256. ORCCB 199939. Call for details.
Are you having a barbecue or going to one? If you're gluten-free or have gluten-free friends, don't limit yourself to just eating the burger or the dog without the bun. Let gluten-free things put the fun back in the bun without the worry of gluten. Freshly baked breads, buns, and more at Gluten-Free Things Bakery in Arvada and online at glutenfreethings.com.
Have you experienced it? That wow factor walking into a kitchen or bath? That kind of wow comes from House Modern. HAUSS, reflecting their German design and engineering background for meticulous excellence. Turnkey kitchens, baths, and closets. From floors, ceiling, cabinets to countertops, even appliances. HouseModern.com. That's HAUSS. The eye-popping, gorgeous remodels that take your breath away. See for yourself at their showroom, Santa Fe and Louisiana. Don't just remodel. If you're doing it, do it right. Morphing your kitchen and bath into stunning living space, adding flair, convenience, and value to your home. Not to mention House Modern closet designs. More than run-of-the-mill shelving. Rather, custom plans to get the most beauty and practicality in storage areas. HouseModern.com. That's HAUSS. 720-325-5040. 720-325-5040. Santa Fe and Louisiana. Or search Modern at referralist.com.
Hey, Denver area. Do you want to start wholesaling properties for cash? Over the last 5 years, Nick Vertucci, founder of the NV Real Estate Academy, and his team have been perfecting the art of wholesaling properties for cash. Call now, and he'll send you a free copy of his new kit, The Hidden Treasures in Wholesaling Property. In this kit, you'll see how he locates, evaluates, and flips a property in any area. You'll also learn how to potentially access discounted real estate and find funding partners for a property to wholesale. Call 1-800-430-1799 now to get your free wholesaling kit. Call 800-430-1799 now and receive free live training in your area, which includes a free meal, a free smartwatch, and a free USB drive loaded with his training information. Call 800-430-1799. That's 800-430-1799 now and get your free kit today. Call 800-430-1799.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof?
I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. Well, what about you?
I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
They saved me $782.
Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
What do you hear? Most people just hear an engine. We hear a 6.2-liter Hemi V8 with a supercharger that accelerates so fast, it'll suck the air out of your lungs and knock you back in your seat like you're an astronaut in a rocket ship hurtling through the stratosphere. But then again, we're not most people. We're the Brotherhood of Muscle. Dodge. Domestic, not domesticated. Dodge is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Do you really need a will? And what's involved? We'll talk about that and a lot more on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Drew and I were discussing the subtleties of PB&J. So, peanut butter, grape jelly, white bread. What more do you need? I mean, that's like better than sex right there. Just, oh, what do you drink with it? Milk?
I usually don't drink anything with my PB&J. I just straight up eat it. Maybe with a little bag of chips on the side. Okay, do you make them and fold them in half, or do you make whole ones? See, I like to make them in half, and then I end up eating two of them anyway. Yeah, I should do it that way. The problem is because I put so much jelly on it that it ends up flopping out.
I was just getting ready to ask, what's the ratio of peanut butter to jelly on your sandwich?
Oh, it's probably 70-30 in favor of jelly. I love grape jelly.
So no matter how you spread it out, it still leaks out the side of the sandwich.
Yeah. Although I did learn something a couple weeks ago, actually. My fiance decided to make me a couple in the morning because I was running late. And she said, if you put peanut butter on both pieces of bread, it helps contain the jelly in the bread. I did not know this.
This is why you're marrying her.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Right, because clearly we understand who the brains in this couple is going to be.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But then do you... See, now, you and I could cheat by putting the same amount of peanut butter we normally would instead of just on one slice, on both slices.
Yeah.
Now we got double the peanut butter.
Yep.
And then you could actually make a little dam of peanut butter around the edge and put the jelly inside. See?
That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah. But see, I'm more into the jelly than the peanut butter. I mean, I like the peanut butter, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of the peanut butter, but I love the jelly.
Sometimes I'll just sit and get saltine crackers, peanut butter, and a little dab of jelly on it. That's good too.
Yeah.
Why are we both hungry? Why all of a sudden did the hunger pangs?
I don't know, but I was sitting there during the break and I was like, I am starving. I'm ready to eat. Let's go. Let's wrap the show up.
Well, wrap it up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to eat.
Well, I mean, I'd say we could find a best stuff for the show, but
let me ask Tam. What? Tamara was over on the Facebook. I could ask her if dinner's ready. And we could just light jelly for the win. But you see, I think the guy on Facebook that just wrote that, he's a Iraqi war vet, so he might have a little PTSD. Now, I'm not making fun of PTSD. I'm just saying that if you're light on the jelly for the win, there might be something wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just a little something. Maybe counseling. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What?
But by the way, do you leave the crust on the bread?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not 12 years old.
Well,
I'm
I
not
know.
6.
Just making sure. Sure. All right.
But you know what? So Tamara buys this white bread that is, I don't know, King Super sells it, but it's thick, like they're pretending like it's homemade bread. But it's really good.
Is it almost like the Texas toast?
Yes, it's almost like Texas toast, but not quite.
Yeah.
Texas toast is too much. That's too much bread.
Yeah, for PB&J it is.
Yeah.
Not for French toast. No, but...
Oh, I haven't had French toast in a long time.
Yeah. I have it all the time. Love French toast. Yep. See, now we're just going to sit here and talk about food.
Oh, Gloria. Gloria's right.
What'd you say?
A Ritz cracker with PB&J. PB&J.
Yeah, okay. I like Gloria's head there. Yeah.
Yeah. Gloria's clearly got it all cooking up here.
Yeah, she's together.
She's got it all together.
Yeah.
Eric, 3 pieces of bread and cover with peanut butter, 90-10 favoring peanut butter all day long.
Ooh.
See, Eric's got problems.
Yeah, that's too much peanut butter.
We can get, I don't know, Eric, should we do a GoFundMe or something for Eric to try to get him some counseling on the whole peanut butter sandwich thing?
Show him the
way. Because I he's a veteran and I'm all, I support the veterans. And so I think Eric might have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, though, Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy.
No, just do what I say.
All right, Facebook.
That's right. Here I sit and bitch and moan about government. I'm like, it's my way or the highway. Live and let live. San Francisco, why is everything San Francisco based? Yes, I look down and I see myself adjusting my lard ass in this chair. I hate these chairs. I think there's a workers' comp case coming. I can't get comfortable. I don't know whether it's because my butt's too big or too small, or it's just, I can't. Oh, the Army would cover it. Okay. Oh, a San Francisco-based bank with branches in, this comes from Colorado Peak Politics. Explain to me, all you numbnuts out there, not you, but the other numbnuts. I always have to explain that Facebook, YouTube, Apple, all of these social media platforms, because they're private companies, can do as they choose. So explain this one to me. A San Francisco-based bank with branches in Colorado and Wyoming has decided that it will no longer do business with any company linked with coal, natural gas, or oil. Their haughty announcement is not going over well with customers. This is where I would normally say, no feces, Sherlock, except I would use the S word. The manager and vice president of the branch in Craig, Colorado, has quit. Good for you. Moffat County commissioners will decide next week whether to close their account, and local residents are voicing their outrage on social media, oh, we can't have that, as well as intentions to do their business elsewhere. According to the Craig Daily Press, the bank initially made this announcement on Facebook. Yes, we'll get to who it is in just a minute. We made the decision to take action. We will no longer fund tobacco, coal, fracking, or Arctic drilling. Golly. Bank of the West, July 30, 2:15 p.m. We no longer fund tobacco. Instead, we're focused on the transition to sustainable energy sources. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/change. Hey, dimwit in there, known as Drew. Do you bank at Bank of the West?
I do not.
How come I can't hear you? Are you talking to me?
I said I do not.
Oh, there it goes. Somebody in here messed with my little connection. The bank shouldn't be surprised at the backlash from customers. If the bank refuses to support a community, why should the community support the bank with its money? Well, that's a very good question. Craig is not a town to be messed with either. Just ask New Belgium Brewery what happened to their business and about 450 other organizations after residents there boycotted them all for supporting an eco-terrorism group hell-bent on closing down the Colorado-Wyoming mine. Bank of the West. Jeff Williams then commented on their Facebook page. So under this feel-good logic, I would assume you will be closing your branches in Wyoming and western Colorado, because I'm sure you don't want any dirty gas, oil, coal money from the local workforce. Bank of the West. Dumbasses.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
Still seeing heavy volume around much of the system, and there's an accident on northbound Highway 85 in Brighton at 136, causing some slowing there. Also working a couple of crashes off freeway, one at Wadsworth and Alameda, and also an accident at Federal and 39th. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 82 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai's all-new Shopper Assurance Program. And with Flexible Test Drive, the dealer will bring the Hyundai of your choice right to your door so you can give it a spin in your neighborhood. Hyundai, car buying made simple. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
Hey, it's Michael Brown for Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know I've known Mike and his family for decades. So you know what? When I lease a new car, yep, Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike at C470 in Lucent. And remember, just drive it.
Hey, Mark Hope with Action Computers, and I would just like to thank the thousands and thousands of KHOW listeners that have made Action Computers the largest computer service and sales company in the Rocky Mountain region.
Action's done sales and installs for everything from a 300-computer call center to KHOW listeners' home offices. If you're a listener and not a customer at Action, you're paying more for your laptop, desktop, monitors, printers, everything.
He's got a point. Computers are really inexpensive nowadays, and if your child is doing their homework on their cell phone, you don't have to do that. Cheap computers and real solutions at Action Computers.
Back to school for our KHOW listeners' kids or grandkids, MacBooks, only $129. HD touchscreen tablets for your student, starting at just $64.
And don't forget, Action has incredible and fast service on your computer. Wherever you got that computer, Action can fix it. They have 2 locations, North Metro, 80th and Wadsworth, and South Metro on South Colorado, south of U Hills between the Chez Artistes Theaters and Sprouts. Check out Action online at actionpc.com.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix It 24/7 to take care of me. Great news. Fix It 24/7 is offering $77 off any repair. Leave your cares and troubles behind and let them take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single parent of 2 young kids changed my ability to use my timeshare. And when my annual maintenance fees nearly tripled over a 3-year period, I had to get out. I'm Brandon Reed, founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will legally get you out of your timeshare you can't use or afford. Schedule your free consultation. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund.
Call 844-955-EXIT. That's 844-955-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk is revving up the winnings with the BMW giveaway. Earn entries starting August 1st. Then join us on Sunday, September 2nd for a chance to win up to $1,000 cash or a brand new 2018 BMW 320i. The BMW giveaway, only at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. BMW is a registered trademark of BMW AG. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
You know, admitting that you have a problem is the first step in solving any problem. For me, it was the constant ringing in my ears and the daily torment that came with it. I'm Tom Tancredo, and for years I was told that there was no cure to help with my tinnitus problem. Then I found Doctors Patty and Lisa at the Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Since then, my life has been renewed, and I no longer suffer from the constant irritation of ringing in my ears. You know, I don't get paid to do these messages. I do them because I know and I trust the wonderful work that Doctors Patty and Lisa are doing. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing has been helping those who suffer with tinnitus for almost 10 years. Wouldn't you rather seek a proven treatment from doctors with that kind of experience? I know I would. If you or someone you know is suffering from ringing in the ears, call Doctors Patty and Lisa today at 303-534-0163 or find them online at helpforringing.com. That's helpforringing.com.
When posting on most job sites, you get candidates.
I'm the sales director.
I'm the sales
director you're looking for.
But when you post on Indeed.com, you get the candidates just right for you.
I'm a sales director with an MBA, over 10 years experience. who's also fluent in Japanese.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions for a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates.
Arigato.
Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
DeKalb County, Georgia is our next taxpayer relief shot.
Right now, CBS 46 is investigating a GBI investigation that is looking into a deadly officer-involved shooting. I'm Sean Gables.
Hi, everybody. I'm Thomas Roberts. This is video from Chopper 46. It shows the scene here in Atlanta, and we are investigating to find out exactly what happened at the Atlanta Rail Yard on Marietta Street. CBS 46's Bobeth Yates is live on the scene and has more for us now. Bobeth, what have you learned?
Well, Thomas and Sean, just moments ago, the police tape that was blocking this road was removed, and officials removed their patrol cars, reopening this road after several hours. Now, we know that GBI is here, APD is here, and DeKalb County Sheriff's Office is here also, but they're not saying much. But during our investigation, we did uncover that 4 DeKalb County Sheriff deputies were attempting to serve an arrest warrant for a felony child molestation charge when the suspect attacked one of them with a metal pipe.
Child molester. Popo. Attack. Taxpayer relief shot. In a kind of sick sort of way, he got off easy, didn't he?
Now, Sheriff Mann says that deputy was hit several times in the head, and he has been transported to Grady as a result of his injuries. Now, officials said they had no choice but to shoot the suspect because they were being attacked. And of course, as you know, that suspect is now dead. Now, officials are not releasing the name of that man, saying they must first get in contact with the next of kin. But those who that work here say that man was a supervisor here at ITS Con Global, the company that now has the loading contract for the railroad. Now, the deputy that was attacked, we're told, is in fair condition and that he will definitely recover from his injuries. Again, GBI is here investigating, and if you look behind me, that is actually some of those law enforcement officials there congregating. Earlier, we saw them talking to what we believe to be family members of the victim, but we're not 100% sure. Once they opened this area, we were just able to see into the parking lot, and that's where we're told this entire shooting went down.
That really is a taxpayer relief shot, because child molester then ends up in prison, then ends up being, well, you know what, and then you have all of the medical costs, and you have somebody else tries to seek revenge or to avenge the molestation of a child, and then that person ends up being charged, and it just becomes this explosion of more and more prosecution. The very definition of a taxpayer relief shot. Ottumwa, Iowa. Say that 40 times.
New details tonight about a deadly shootout with police in Ottumwa on Friday. Police now say the shootout involved 3 people and not 4 as previously reported. It all happened outside an elementary school on the southwest side of town. KCCI's Tommy Clark has the new information.
You know, anytime there's a shooting outside an elementary school, wouldn't you think that would be like on the national news? Wonder why this one wasn't.
This was the scene Friday as Ottumwa police responded to a call of shots fired in the 800 block of South Lillian Street. Trenton Jones and Kyle Butler were moving into their new home directly across the street from the incident as the chaos unfolded.
They wouldn't let us come down the road to our house. You know, we realized something crazy had to be going on.
Witnesses telling police one person was shot at this home, later taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, 3 men were running away from the scene. Police found them at an elementary school just northwest of the home. Liberty Elementary School is where officers came under gunfire and they returned that fire. They found 2 of the suspects in a field behind the school here. The suspect that shot at officers was killed. The second suspect was injured and later hospitalized. The third suspect was found hiding in a wooded area near the school.
He decided he didn't want any more of this. Yeah, third thug decided, yeah, let's see, my one buddy, he's dead right there. My other buddy is lying there dying right there. I think I'll just hide over here. Let the cops maybe come and get me.
5 hours later, he was found. Saturday, neighbors are still shook up as DCI agents process the scene.
I was kind of shocked, just with everything that was going on that day. It was more surreal to kind of see what was going on. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I've lived on this side of town pretty much my whole life, and I've never seen anything like this.
Honestly, I just hope that the people that live there get some closure from this. They don't, because that can be something you never forget.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Titusville, Florida, a taxpayer relief shot goes like this.
This all started around 5:30 tonight at Isaac Campbell Park on South Street. Channel 9 Steve Barrett is live at the scene where he's been gathering details. Steve, what do we know right now?
Well, we learned just a little over an hour ago something we'd been hearing all night, that this started with a fight. One of the people in that fight came back to this park and opened fire in this parking lot right behind me. That's when a bystander who had a legal weapon pulled out his gun and shot that man in the head. So the only injury right now is the actual gunman who showed up here at the park. And of course, this was supposed to be a peace rally.
The peace rally, where you end up getting shot in the head because you get mad and you come back with a gun, and then, oh, you mean somebody's lawfully carrying and it's concealed, and yeah.
The father of the organizer and the DJ at the Peace in the City event captured video about 8 minutes into his Facebook live stream. Minutes before the shooting, you can see the number of people, about 200, many children, enjoying the day at Isaac Campbell Park. Then chaos erupts.
We had a lot of kids under the pavilion and kids coming from out of the bounce houses when the shooting occurred. So it was kids in the path of those bullets. But thank God none of the kids got hit.
It took a moment to sink in as parents and children scrambled for safety. A peaceful day turned deadly and terrifying for the kids.
When I turned around, I thought it was firecrackers, and I was like, who lighting firecrackers out here? Then I seen one of the guys with the pistol, and he was busting at the other dude, and I'm like, they shooting.
Scary for the kids? Or the children?
Oh, yeah, the kids was terrified. So my 2 kids was like, Daddy, let's go, let's go, let's go.
And back here live, this is actually the flyer for the Peace in the City rally. You see here, it says enough is enough, stop the violence over here. A day of fun, no violence. Clearly, it did not turn out that way. Here's what we know right now about the shooter. He is right now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, the man who shot him is cooperating with police, and it doesn't look like at this point there will be any charges against him.
I kind of like the fact that the peace rally was claiming that enough is enough. And sure enough, enough was enough. And a good guy with a gun said enough is enough too. And so he did what he had to do. Again, a great story of somebody doing what God gave us the right to do. To defend ourselves against thugs and people that would do other people harm. This story ought to be everywhere. Everywhere. Saved kids' lives, took out a thug. Good for him.
This report is brought to you by Hyundai Shopper Assurance.
We have a report of a crash on southbound I-25 approaching Alameda. That stretched slow all the way back to I-70. Also a report of an accident on westbound C-470 at Morrison Road, backing things up there almost to Alameda. Still some heavy volume slowing on northbound I-25 on the drive through the Tech Center, and working a crash on northbound Highway 85 in Brighton at 136th. Your forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the low 60s overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Wednesday with just a few afternoon clouds and a high in the mid-80s. It's 82 right now in Denver. With your traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Experience the future of car buying today with Hyundai Shopper Assurance. It's a new take on the car buying experience, designed to help make buying a new car as enjoyable as driving one. Find out more at HyundaiUSA.com/Shopper Assurance.
It's said that death and taxes are the only two certainties in life. A third you hope is a financially secure retirement. That requires a plan based on your purposes. What do you want to do? Where do you want to live? Travel. How much income will you need? When to take Social Security? And an estate plan for your loved ones. This is Mike Rosen for Ridgegate Financial, a registered investment advisory firm led by its founder, Wally Smith. Wally's team at Ridgegate invites you to sit down with them in crafting a plan to get you to and through a contented retirement. They'll review your pension and retirement income, advise you on Social Security options, stress test your portfolio, and recommend ways to improve your probability of success. For your free personal retirement review, call 303-PLANNER, that's 303-752-6637, or online at ridgegatefinancial.com.
Ridgegate Financial is a registered investment advisor firm, and Wally Smith is an investment advisor representative of the firm offering financial planning, insurance, and investment services.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Rarely do you get a chance to buy something this good at reduced prices. And I'm talking about Everlast Siding for 30% off your entire purchase, only from K&H Home Solutions. Everlast Siding is simply the best siding product on the market with a lifetime of durability. Waterproof polymers and minerals sealed with color impregnated through and through. Never paint, never patch, never worry. Everlast with 30% off your entire purchase. And if you're in the market for replacement windows, you'll get a free upgrade to triple pane glass. Don't let the sun catch you with faded furniture, condensation, drafty rooms, overheated now then chilly come winter. It's time to stop the energy bleed. New triple pane windows from K&H Home Solutions. So either siding or windows, the time to buy is now. And the place is K&H Home Solutions. Call for details 303-421-7100 or book online at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com.
Retirement can last 20, 30, or more years. No wonder the number one retirement fear is running out of money. So, how do you feel? Are you confident your retirement savings will last throughout your retirement years? This is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday right here on 630 KHOW. We can help you create a retirement income strategy that you won't outlive, a strategy to show you what you can spend with confidence, maintain your lifestyle, and follow your retirement dreams. You worked hard and saved for your retirement. Now it's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no obligation visit and see how to get started with your own retirement income strategy, an income you won't outlive. Call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
One of the websites I check every day is Newsmax.com. It gives me the news the old-fashioned way. There's no spin, no BS, just the facts. And Newsmax is always balanced. Well, I've got some really good news. Newsmax is now a 24/7 cable news channel. It's called Newsmax TV. Not only do I love it, and sometimes I'm on it, I watch Newsmax TV all the time. You know, with all the liberal networks like CNN and MSNBC, America now has a real conservative network with Newsmax TV. Just this week, Newsmax TV had Bill O'Reilly, Alan Dershowitz, Mike Reagan, Pat Buchanan, Bernie Carrick, and a lot of others. So tune in anytime to see Newsmax TV on DirecTV Channel 349, Dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. And remember, you can download the free Newsmax TV app to watch Newsmax anywhere in the world. Go to your smartphone today and download Newsmax TV. And if you want to watch it, remember DirecTV Channel 349 or Dish 216.
When you have hail damage, finding a quality roofer is tough. Roofers are everywhere, but who can you trust? After serving Denver for over 20 years, Roof Corp gets it. They encourage several bids to compare. They also recommend getting a free hail report before calling your insurance. Roof Corp is A+ rated, factory certified, and insurance approved. Contact Roof Corp to make them one of your bids and receive your free hail report. Visit roofingexperts.com or call 303-548-5000.
The showroom's anniversary celebration is here, and so are incredible savings. Explore the largest selection of designer home furnishings in the Mountain West and save up to 40% on incredible brands such as Henredon, Huntington House, Lexington, Taylor King, and Theodore Alexander. Elevate your home with the top brands in home furnishings and enjoy extra savings today at the showroom, Denver's ultimate luxury home shopping experience.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
So Facebook banned a Republican ad with pictures of the Cambodian genocide, but allows their platform to be used for a genocide in Burma today. We'll talk about it Wednesday morning at 6:34 here on 630 KHOW.
Trapped in my lungs, heavy like a stone, waiting for the river to run. I wanna let it shout, I wanna let it out.
Oh, I almost forgot about Maxine. How could I forget about Maxine? Roy Blunt, senior senator from Missouri, is, I forget whether this was Face the Nation. It doesn't make any difference. It was one of the Sunday talk shows. And he's, if you want to know, I said yesterday that if you are running for public office and you tell me you're running because you want to serve, well, here's the dichotomy that you need to decide. Are you there to restrain government, or are you there to restrain the individual? That extrapolates out to, once you become a member of the club, irrespective of which side you're on, you're for big government or you're for individual liberty, you become a member of the club. And when you're a member of the club, you never want to be heard anywhere saying anything bad about your colleagues. There's an editorial in today's Wall Street Journal, Senator Grassley, kind of chewing out Senator Chuck Schumer for his delay of, or attempted delay of, the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh to be the next Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. And while Senator Grassley points out that these delaying tactics are nothing but delaying tactics, he's still deferential to Chuck Schumer because they're members of the club. This is what sets apart, for example, Rand Paul. Rand Paul doesn't give a rat's ass. He just calls it as he sees it. That's why I tend to like Rand Paul. Roy Blunt says this about Maxine. Now, you and I both know that President Trump has said that Maxine is low IQ. I don't know that she's low IQ. I just know that she's an idiot.
I think you've got to be more careful in our society about what you say about people that are different than you. You know, a lot of things, for instance, you could say about Maxine Waters, but to indicate she's not a bright person is not one of them. She is very smart and very calculating, and grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, so I served with her in the House. I usually don't.
Sounds like you embraced her, though, as a proud daughter of St. Louis.
I embraced her as a person who has given a lot of time to public service and has a different viewpoint than I do, but it's not a viewpoint that's not based on her factual view of the world.
Wait a minute. He just proves my point. When you go to Washington, you're either there to limit the government, to restrain the government, or you're there to restrain the individual. Factually, our country is based on the premise that the government is to be restrained, not the individual. Roy Blunt just proves my point. He proves my point, one, that if you're a member of the club, you never want to say anything bad about your fellow club members, even if they're factually incorrect. Because Maxine is about what? Maxine's about expanding the government. Maxine's a socialist. Maxine's a progressive. Well, frankly, I think Maxine's a Marxist. She's a Marxist in the sense that, well, actually, I would say Maxine's a fascist. Because she's a fascist in the Mussolini style, in that she wants the trains to run on time, but she wants to have ownership of the trains. You see that she and her husband are in banking. So while they're in banking, and they've taken all sorts, I mean, she's the most corrupt member of Congress. She's an idiot because she wants to restrain you and me, not the government. The other thing that bugged me about what Roy Blunt said was at the very beginning, because why do we have to buy into the premise that just because somebody is black, that they're different from us? I don't understand that. Black people are not different from me, any more than Asian people are different from me. They've got different pigmentation in their skin. All right. They're one of the three races: Caucasian, Negroid, Mongoloid. Guess what's the commonality of those three races? Human beings. But listen to Roy Blunt at the beginning.
I think you've got to be more careful in our society about what you say about people that are different than you.
Different than me? Maxine is not different than me. Maxine has an incorrect worldview. Maxine might be of a different race, but there is no difference between me and Maxine. Okay, she's female and I'm male. But I guess in today's society, even that's questionable, right? I don't know how Maxine identifies. I'm tired of us continually buying into this artificial differentiation between the races, the sexes, sexual, who cares? But everybody falls back to it. Everybody defaults back to race. Everybody defaults back to gender. Stop it. Just stop it. By the way, I may not have time to finish this real quickly, but Flint, Michigan, you know all of the scare about the lead in the water? Turns out it's not. The increase in lead content in the children's blood was so small that it was statistically noise, way below levels that would present any danger to the kids whatsoever. But change that narrative. Oh, nobody's going to change that narrative, regardless of the facts.
No needle dentistry? Yes, please. Visit noneedles.com for more information.
Colorado ranks number 10 in states where couples are most likely